family establishment that I was.
Where were you at?
I don't remember the name of that place, but
Oh,
they sell illegal drugs there.
Pornhub.
Legal. It was legal. It was all legal.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good.
No, I didn't go to Pornhub.
What if you can go to Pornhub?
Ugh.
I mean, I don't want to.
Sounds like a sticky situation.
Yeah, it sounds like it smells.
Sounds like it smells.
Sounds crusty.
All right. Well, we're good. We're going. We're on. We're live.
Yes.
Live.
We're live. John, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Yeah. So you come all the way out here from the East Coast?
Yeah, many times.
All the time, huh?
Yeah, so I moved back from California to Brooklyn about 2 years ago.
Really?
So I try to come out, I don't know, 3 times a year, 3 times a year.
If we're lucky.
Yeah.
Brooklyn's a cool place.
Super cool place.
I've been to New York only like twice, and not even overnight. I just traveled there. I'd have to go to Pennsylvania, so I would go there and I'd spend several hours in New York. It was very. And the first time I ever went was the year before last. So for me, I was like, wow, it's a trip when you go there for the first time.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
Wild, but Brooklyn was cool.
Brooklyn's super cool.
Yeah, I really liked Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It looks exactly like the movies.
Yeah, it is.
Like everybody's got their little stoop outside. You know what I mean? Like the streets are. I mean, they're doing some gentrification for sure out there, but it still has a cool vibe.
Still grandma sitting on the sidewalk watching the kids play.
Yeah.
Still that whole vibe going on.
We went to a pizza place out there. What was it called? Fuck, I forget the name. I always have to look it up.
Yeah.
It was like La.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was good though. We went. My friend Bobby's got a shop out there, Indian Larry.
Yeah. Lots of history. Lots of history.
Yeah,
For sure.
It was cool, and we went to the pizza place, and it was But the only thing that New York was the weirder thing that I seen, and I was tripping out on it when I first seen it, like on the highways and stuff. Everybody's got this like flap that hangs out of the back of their car.
Yes.
What the hell's that?
That's what I was saying. I was like, oh, these people must got dogs and they don't want their bumper scratched up or something. Dude. It's for because they all got a parallel park all the time. It's for fender benders.
My first buddy who John knows that was from New York, and I went driving with. We were in San Francisco and we went to Parallel Park.
Yeah.
And I've never parallel parked with this guy before. He just backs in and hits the car behind him. Just gives it a little nudge.
Just put
and me being a California kid, I was like, whoa, that's you don't fucking do that.
Yeah.
And then he pulled forward a little bit, gave that car just a little nudge, just nudged his way in there with the car, and I finally had to say, hey man, like that's not fucking cool that you're hitting those other cars. He looks at me, he goes, you're crazy. That's a bumper. What do you think a bumper is for? It's for bumping.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a hard time arguing with that, but
being
a California guy, don't bump my fucking car when you're parallel parking.
I get the logic. But yeah.
So in New York, they got a little pad on your car, huh?
Yeah, you just got to make your space.
Jesus.
It's got to squeeze in there, like getting on the train.
I was so stressed out because I was in a rental car. And, I didn't like pay for the extra insurance and stuff. And I was like, fuck, I better not come out and have fucked up bumper, But I was good. But yeah, it's an interesting, that area is very interesting. I mean, you make the wrong turn, it could cost you like $75.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I did it. I made a wrong turn. Next thing you know, I'm in a tunnel underwater, like going to New Jersey or some shit, on the toll road that you had to go, and then you had to turn right back around, It was, it's
take an hour out of your day.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The other weird spot for me being like when I was in New York was that there's no sunlight because the buildings are so fucking tall. It just blocks out the sun till noon when it's like straight above you. But beyond that, it's like you're always in the shade.
Mm-hmm.
John was just driving. We were driving around yesterday, and he just out of nowhere was like, "You guys have so much room here. There's so much space."
Yeah. It definitely changes your perspective on some things.
For sure.
But the buildings were cool, like the old churches and stuff. I mean, it was really cool. I got to spend one day. I spent like 7 hours, like from like just in the morning, just walking around Central Park and all this stuff. We did I was with this girl that helps with events and stuff, and we did like 17,000 steps before our flight left. It was cool. It's a trippy place, and there's a lot of good food there.
A good buddy of mine, Johnny, came in to visit. Actually, I came with him from LA working on a job, and I think the first day we did like 14 miles.
Wow.
Because we stayed at my niece's place and woke up in Brooklyn, and she was in Bed-Stuy. And then we were talking about where to go, and he wanted to go see a bike/skate shop in the city. So we ended up just walking, grabbing some coffee, walking over the bridge, and then hitting a train, getting back into Brooklyn, going to Prospect Park, and that was the whole day, taking photos,
Yeah, I could see that.
Chinatown, Little Italy, Brooklyn, all that whole...
Yeah. And so you're originally from there?
Yeah, so I grew up in Brooklyn, and then I moved to California when I was mid-20s, mid to late 20s, and then, God, I was here about 25 years.
Really?
L.A., some San Diego about 7 years.
And what made you want to go back?
Pretty much my family.
Yeah.
Close to my sister and one of my older brothers.
Yeah.
And a work opportunity came by that I thought would be a good fun trip.
Yeah.
I also have had the ability to move into the apartment that I was born in.
Oh, wow.
That I grew up for the first 18 years with six of my siblings.
No way.
Yeah. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, what
So
a trip.
I'm living in that
So
apartment
John
now.
still John's family still owns this building on the corner of 7th and, is it 7th and 7th?
Yeah, it's in between 7th and 8th Street on 7th Avenue.
There's a 3-story apartment building, and John lives in the middle floor, and the bottom's got a
Soup guy.
soup guy down there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then there's a tenant on the 3rd floor.
And the 2nd floor. So we have 2 tenants. I'm on the 1st floor. Soup guy, the store. I'm on the 1st floor. There's 2 tenants.
No way.
And my
Well,
Let's
it's funny. So John's been living there for 2 years now. You've been back in
just about 2
Brooklyn?
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about
And
2
so
years.
he's been living in the same house that he grew up in. So he'll walk through a hallway and be like, "Damn, I remember when that thing happened right
Oh
there."
yeah, what a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had not a similar incident, but I had a incident like that. I was in, I think I was just out of high school. No, I had to be a few years out of high school, and my grandparents, moved out of the house that I grew up going to, maybe mid high school or early high school, and I ended up going to like a house party at the house that I grew up
that's
going
cool.
to.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
I was like, whoa, this is crazy, But it's a trip, like walking back into it, something like that, knowing all these things. So how did you? So your family still owned it? Were your family still living in the?
No, so basically, my grandmother bought it in 1912.
Wow.
And then my dad was born in that building. And then my dad bought the building from my grandmother in 1967. And then my parents passed away a little over 10 years ago, so they left the building to my 2 brothers and my sister.
Wow.
And myself.
Gotcha.
So we just had a tenant when I was moving there, and the tenant never wanted a lease.
Yeah.
So my brother's like, okay, as long as you give us 2 months, you don't have to give us the lease.
Yep.
So then when I was coming back, we gave her 3 months to get out. And,
Yeah.
so I've been there ever since. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, when I was a little kid, I remember running down my flight of stairs, and there was a big standing old school radiators.
Yep. Oh yeah.
About
Yeah.
that big, right? So I would, 3rd step up, I would step over the banister, which was a wood banister, which is just rocky as shit.
Yeah.
And I would get on the radiator and jump down, and then go into the cellar door in the basement. So when I first moved there, I was going down the stairs one day, and I thought, well, fuck it, I might as well, jump over that shit, right? So I jumped over and jumped down, went to the basement, and then came back, and I would have to big step up to the radiator.
Yeah.
And then swing over, and I'm like, I can't. That's just not going to happen. I can't do that.
I'm not 12 anymore.
Yeah, I can't. So fun stuff like that happens, where
Yeah.
I'll have a flashback from 50 years ago.
Yeah. That's gotta
pretty
be
cool.
that's gotta be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I pass by the house I grew up in every once in a while. Like I'll take when I pick my daughter up or something, I'll take her. This is
John's named after his dad, John
I saw
Cortese.
that. Yeah.
And his dad made such an influence in Brooklyn there that they renamed the street John Cortese.
No way.
Yeah,
so
the
his-
corner, 7th and 7th. So I can look out my bedroom window and see my dad's name on the.
What did he do?
On the sign? So my grandfather had a grocery store in that building.
Okay.
So my father took the grocery store over when he worked with my grandfather. So not only was in the neighborhood he lived in that neighborhood 80 something years.
Wow.
But he started Little League. He was very active with the
community.
PAL, the Police Athletic League, and he
Gotcha.
started Little League and everything from T-ball up to 8th grade, whatever that
Yep,
was,
yep.
And then he also started. He lived on a big commercial strip,
Yep.
residential all above it, and he started a 7th Avenue farmers market, not a farmers market, but a flea market kind of deal.
Okay.
That happened once a year
Yeah.
with vendors and rides and local vendors.
It's a lot of
and-
stuff for the community,
Yeah.
basically.
So so when he passed away, there was a little parade, and they named the streets on after him. It's
No way.
pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's wild. I mean, it's crazy too when you think, like you said, that they bought that building in 1912.
Yeah.
If you were to like rewind what California was like in 1912, it was just this desolate place. You know what I mean? Like our history in California doesn't start to like 1960. You know, it's like when everybody started coming here for the cocaine and the beaches. You know, it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy to like think how established New York and that whole eastern seaboard already was in comparison to California.
Yeah. I mean, 7th Avenue, where I live on, there was train tracks for like an outdoor trolley that would go down the block.
Wow.
You know?
So are you pretty known in like the community there because of like your family and everything? Were people like excited to see you come back?
Whoever's still around.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend of mine, Bruno, who, man, the cat's got to be 65, 68 right now. And back in the day, he was like the cool guy who rode like, it wasn't a fixie back then. It was just a, you know,
bicycle.
a bike
bicycle with no gears.
with no gears. But,
Wasn't so hip.
Broken.
but set up like a racing bike, you know, still like really sexy and a good looking bike. But he was that guy who had the back, like the classic messenger bag.
Yeah.
And he'd go to the city and be on his bike. No matter where he went, he'd just be on the bike. And he was kind of that guy,
Yep.
you know. And then he had a cabinet shop. So I don't remember how we met. But I worked in his shop a little bit, and then he lived right on the corner. So he still lives at the same place.
Wow.
I think he moved there in the 70s. And when I was moving to California, and he's like, so you really think you're going to go to California and open up a furniture shop and make a living doing furniture?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. Why not? Like, why not?
People need furniture.
And he's like, okay, man, good luck. And I said, yeah, dude. And that's, you know, and then rewind. God, I come back 30 years later. And I still see him. He's on the corner. I go out with my sister and him. We go out for dinner every once in a while.
Yeah, that's cool.
Once a month and all. So that's kind of cool. He rides a 3-wheel motorcycle with his dog in the back.
Yeah.
Strapped in with goggles.
Hell yeah.
Like, super cool. Like, funny guy. Yeah.
How wild. How did you get into doing furniture?
Good question. So I went to a criminal justice college. And I was there for just about a year. Hated it. Dropped out of college. Parents weren't so happy about that. You know? And I started working just in the local video store, like run by mobsters, which I didn't know back in the day. But
yeah, money laundering store.
I know after I started working there, I'm like, oh, that's fucking straight up mafia. I'm right next to my dad's store.
Wow.
In the building.
Yeah.
And he was friends with my dad, you know. So I worked there for, I don't know, a year and a half or so. And one of the customers had a cabinet shop. And we were just chatting one day and he offered me a job. And I just started working in the cabinet shop, like sweeping floors and sanding and that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
And then did that for, I don't know, about a year. No, about 3 years or 2 or 3 years. And then worked for a designer who was his furniture was a little flashier, curved pieces and things like that.
Yep.
And then I...
and what year would this be?
Shit. A few years, I don't know, early 90s.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, I've been doing this for 38 or 90s. Yeah, about early 90s.
Okay.
And then I answered an ad in the back of a fine woodworking magazine, which a guy upstate New York in Woodstock taught Japanese hand tools. So I went up there for a workshop, and I wasn't working at the time. I went up there for a weekend workshop. Did that. Super cool. Different kind of, just different way of looking at things.
Yeah.
You know? And then, I don't know, about a month or 2 months later, I took another workshop with him, and I started talking to him about people he knew closer to where I live was looking for work because I was out of a job, and he had a bunch of connections.
Yeah.
And then about a week later, he called me up and he said, so you're still looking for a job? And I said, yeah, I'm still looking. And he goes, well, how would you feel about moving up here? And then you can live with us off their house.
Yep.
And I'll teach you Japanese hand tools. And you work 40 hours, a week. And then you have to do a little extra like yard work and shit like that.
Yeah.
Babysit the kids. And I was like, that, sure. Like I didn't really think about it.
Starting to sound like Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've heard this before.
You've heard this before many times.
Yeah, you got to wax this 1949 Plymouth.
a little bit of that. Cut the grass,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
like I'll teach you how to sharpen a saw. A little bit like that. Not too much.
Explain to me, what is Japanese hand tools? Explain.
So a totally different way of looking at things. Not much machinery, very hand skills, like a lot of joinery, a lot of natural woods.
Gotcha.
Japanese hand plane, like not really sanding, not putting heavy finishes on things, keeping it very natural, which will age better because you're doing joints holding things together, so they're all going to move and age. You're not like forcing something to happen.
Gotcha.
And then a lot of it's meditative, right? Sharpening tools. Like I sharpened many hours of tools. I would be in the shop early. We'd have to come into the shop, take our out shoes off, put our shop shoes on. Like that was like, you're in the shop now. You're not outside anymore, right?
Yeah.
And it was a room that was a little bigger than this room, and there was a couple of benches. My teacher had a bench, and he also had a bench on the floor where he'd sit on the floor and do things. And then there was a little side room with all his weird little chemicals he was a violin maker.
Oh, wow.
So he made violins with Japanese hand tools.
No way.
So there was always little chemicals and mixtures and attention to the way things look and how grain is and all that kind of stuff.
John, that sounds like it's got to be one of the hardest things to build out of wood is a violin.
For sure. Yeah, because it's all hand
Insane.
skills. It's not, and also it's the sound, right?
Yeah.
So he would have, so it'd be like a book match, like spaltic maple figured maple face, right? That's kind of cut down the center and then opened up. So it's a perfect match, right? Very figured maple, super hardwood, and it'd be a little hollow on the inside, a little convex, a little concave, and he would have a little scraper, piece of steel, Japanese, right? And we'd learn how to sharpen it on a sharpening stone, hours and hours and hours of that. And he would scrape it and listen to it, and scrape it and listen to it, and scrape it and listen to it, and then shave a little more and scrape it and listen to it.
No way.
So that's kind of the vibe in the shop. Like
Yeah.
that's the vibe in the shop. Like super.
Yeah.
And then he'd have all his little potions of alcohol he would run on, and
I
just
love
all
that
these
you
little
call them
weird-
potions.
Oh, for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's
for
very
sure.
interesting to me because like I've done woodwork. I mean, not on any kind of level like this, but just I grew up like my grandpa's wood shop. You know what I mean? And doing things and building. And it's like what I'm imagining. The way you're explaining it is almost like you're not just doing woodwork, but you're in tune
With everything.
with everything that you guys are touching. I mean, it's like and you use the word meditation. It's like that's what I can see right now in my head. Like the way you're explaining it, it's kind of it's a trip. And then knowing. I mean, I don't know a lot about instruments, but I know violins are very precise, and crazy instruments, So to have somebody that's what they do, like, it's like.
Yeah. I mean, so there was the main house. It was, I mean, believe it or not, it was I lived in a little house about this size, a little bit longer, a little bit more narrow, with soji screen.
How big is this room for people that can't? 20 by 20?
20 feet by 20 feet. Yep, exactly.
So part of it, I lived by myself. Part of it, there was a roommate. And the property was not on a waterfall, but right on a stream. So if you looked out the window, the stream would be right there. So you'd have a cold water stream, and all the water and everything that comes along with a stream. And it was rice paper windows with screens. So there was no glass in the windows. And the tea house was built by a really famous Japanese maker who was kind of tied into Robert because Robert was my teacher. He sold Japanese hand tools.
Gotcha.
And he taught classes. So there was some kind of something they had going on.
He had some ties actually to Japan.
Yeah. So he, I cannot remember his name, unfortunately, but he came and built this Japanese tea house, and nothing was finished on the inside. Cedar floors, and when you'd come in, you'd have two doors, soju doors you'd open up, and there'd be a little stone landing, anything wet, like take your shoes off right there. And then be a step up and a step up, and no shoes, no shoes allowed. All wood beams, some drywall, rice paper right on a stream. So that's where I was living.
But you're in upstate now, doesn't that get
upstate? I'm
cold in the winter?
Oh fuck yeah, it gets cold in the winter.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gets cold in the winter.
Well, they're insulated rice paper windows.
Yeah, the double pane.
Yes, double pane rice paper.
rice paper. Wow.
So when I moved, I bought a motorcycle, right? Because it's like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna buy a motorcycle.
Well, you're upstate now. That's where the riding is. Yeah.
So I bought a bike and didn't know anything about riding bikes. So not recommended to do. I'll let you know personally. I had a buddy taught me how to ride in Brooklyn a little bit, which was kind of crazy. I'm riding in Brooklyn with a motorcycle I cannot control. I cannot control this bike. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. Trying to figure the clutch
This is
and all that
20-year-old
shit.
you, 18.
This is like early 20, super early 20, right? It was may I say brand names?
Yeah.
It was a Yamaha Virago 750 gray. Oh, the fuck! I could not control this thing at all. It was just massive for me, right? So I had a buddy who had a motorcycle that he rode once in a while, and he's like, "I'll teach you how to drive it." So I'll go around the block a few times. That's my training, right?
Yep.
So I'm coming down the major street, and the clutch goes out, and I stop, and the cars stop, and that whole thing happens, and people beep, and so I decide this is a good idea. I'm gonna learn how to drive this upstate.
Yeah. It's probably a little better up there.
I did for about a year.
Yeah.
It was a Saturday. I was supposed to be working that Saturday. I got the day off. My buddy's like, "Hey man, I'm gonna go down to a Harley shop and I want to buy a new helmet, right? Like a short, little, small helmet."
Yep.
I'm like, "Cool, I'll come and get me and I'll leave." Like the guy was cool. Rob was like, "Yeah, you just leave whenever you want. It's a Saturday,
Yeah.
So I leave and get my helmet on and get on my bike and beautiful country roads, winding country roads.
I've heard.
Beautiful. And I was going too fast because I didn't know how to drive a fucking motorcycle. I had no clue.
Yeah.
I figured this shit out. It's how hard can it be?
Yeah.
Right. So going around the S turn, I go a little too far, and then I overcompensate to go around the other turn, and I end up locking my tires, flipping over the bike, just pretty much destroying my shoulder, and then rolling my thumb and shattering my thumb, and that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I remember popping up, standing up, and then my helmet was off, right? And then I just kind of dropped down, And then I remember being in the emergency room.
No way.
Yeah, so that was kind of crazy experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I always say if you don't need to do it, don't do it.
Yeah.
If you don't need to ride motorcycles, don't ride them. They're dangerous as fuck. But yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
So did you give a concussion and everything?
So I shattered my thumb. I had a metal plate in my thumb, and then I fractured, dislocated, broke, and tore my rotator cuff on my right shoulder.
Oh wow!
So I can pretty much only raise it that's kind of.
So it's a forever thing. Fun.
Oh, it's a forever thing. So I have no external rotation.
Oh wow!
So pretty much they told me the ball healed, twisted in the socket.
Yep.
And I went to rehab for a long time, and they're like, we could cut open and break it and do all that stuff again, but
does it really affect your day to day?
he's like, it might be better.
Yeah.
So it was a while getting used to it.
No more water polo.
No more water polo.
Yeah. That's about it, right?
And I was a really big sports guy when I was younger. So
Yeah.
playing baseball was really hard because I couldn't get my arm up, and then just sleeping, and then pretty much everything. Right?
Yeah,
Pain in the ass. Woodwork was difficult because I can't do things over my head. Like I can't work on ceilings and stuff like that.
Wow.
Brian knows about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Fucking motorcycles. Fucking motorcycles. Not recommended.
Yeah.
How long did you not ride a motorcycle after that crash?
Wow.
25 years.
25 years.
Are you back on one now?
Well, because of Brian, I am.
I got him on a dirt
then
bike.
fucking Zach sitting over there,
Yeah, I got both these guys on dirt bikes.
Oh,
and so,
The
We
bad
were in,
influences.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
now
now,
he's riding-
Truckee, where we were Salton Sea, where were we?
yeah, on the California deserts we've been riding. But now this guy, because it's actually the best and smartest thing to do in Brooklyn because everything's so tight.
Yeah.
He's riding a Suron around,
Oh, yeah.
kitted up like he's on a dirt bike, but he's riding a Suron so he can get in and out of all the cars,
just
take off
zooming.
super quick. And in that area, the speed limit is 25 everywhere anyway. The Suron
Yeah.
does over 40, so
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because fucking Zach brought one over,
Yeah.
and he was like, check this out. And we all, what the fuck?
Dude, those
what
bikes
is
are amazing.
this,
Oh, yeah.
dude?
I've never ridden one, but everybody I know that has one is just like, oh,
he still has a dirt bike, but he's on that Suron. That's how he gets back and forth to work.
Oh yeah, why would you not?
It's great.
Yeah.
Easy.
It's great. It's like 35 minutes. It's
Well,
it's
there's
dangerous.
no clutch, just twist and go. It's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
scooter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a electric dirt bike.
Yeah, it's definitely dangerous, but
Oh.
I don't ride a fool and I have gear on.
Yeah.
Like I'm just the guy who's gonna wear gear. And,
Oh, yeah.
and fucking. I stop at the lights. I wait until lights change. I don't do any of the. I just don't do that.
Treat it
shit,
like a
you know?
motorcycle.
Treat it like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
You are so. There's a fine line with Surons in this city. Like
Yep.
I think they're illegal, but I think unless you're being an asshole,
I think if you're doing what you're doing,
they could bust your ass.
they got to be in a bad mood, right?
Yeah.
Look for the kids that are being assholes on them. That's why they're illegal anyways.
Yeah.
Not the guy that's geared up and is stopping and being respectful to the other vehicles.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it takes, right? I mean, it's because they're doing a lot of stuff here, especially like in Orange County, because they're just ripping all over the place. It's like they're making it illegal now for these things. Because technically they're not a bicycle because they don't have pedals.
Correct.
So they are an electric motorcycle, even though they don't have a clutch and shift gears. But I've had something like that, and they are a lot of fun.
They're great fun.
Yeah,
they're great fun.
It just takes a couple people to ruin it all.
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing in New York is all the scooters and the electric bicycles for delivery people.
Yep.
Because there are so many of them.
Yeah.
In the summertime, I'll be on my bike coming home from work, 5 o'clock, on one of the main drags, and I'll stop at a light. 20, 25 bikes around me as people either commuting or a city bike or a scooter or a delivery guy on a bike. Easy.
Wow.
Easy. So I don't take those roads because it's just too fucking many.
Yeah.
And it's cool because I'm the fastest one out of the bunch, so I could just like. Sometimes I'm just like, I'll just fucking rip it and go around everyone and be like, that was kind of fun. That's kind of cool, Yeah, for sure. And I don't ride in the bike lane because I'm not a bicycle, you know?
Yeah.
And I try to ride like close to the bike lane, but where I think this driver's going to see me, and I just don't do that shit. It's too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's wild. I mean, you got, riding any kind of bike like that. I mean, you're basically, I always kind of tell people who have never ridden, you're basically a fighter jet pilot. And you need to dodge cars. Yeah. Because like in California, we were driving somewhere. My little nephew was with me yesterday, and he's 15 years old. And there was a guy riding. We were on the freeway, and me and my wife were like, my wife said something. She's like, "Oh, that guy's new to riding," because my wife rides also, and so I'm like, "Oh, I was just thinking that in my head." Yeah. And he's like, "Well, how can you tell?" And I said, "Well, he's on a brand new Harley, but he's riding with traffic." You know what I mean? In California, especially on bikes, you don't ride with traffic. You get as far away from the traffic as possible. Right. You don't stay with it. You know what I mean? Right. And I go, that's one of the ways I can tell that he's new to riding, And it's these things you have to learn, but sure, it's the further away you can get from Teslas is the better. Yeah. It's super scary, man. I mean, I love riding outside of this state, but California gets scarier and scarier to ride in.
I mean, one of the nice things about Brooklyn is when I'm at a light with a car, I'm easily the first one off the line. Yeah, easy. Yeah. So I can pretty much get out of the way. Yep. And whenever I rode motorcycles, it was only when I came to California. So it was only a couple times a year. So I've never been comfortable on a motorcycle. Yeah. Never. Like I want to ride bikes. Like I like that kind of fucking environment. And my buddies ride bikes, and it's like I have access to bikes for free. Yep. But I was never ever like getting the most enjoyment out of it because I was always a little fucking paranoid. Like, I went riding with Brian and Zach up to Big Bear. Yep. And I was riding like an asshole because I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. And Brian or Zach were always right around me, just like making sure I wasn't going to kill myself, And then at one point,
when he says riding like an asshole, he means like 25 miles an hour.
Yeah, dude. Like
he doesn't mean like 120 wheeling.
Yeah.
There's different kinds of riding like an asshole.
Two different assholes.
25 is totally a fucking exaggeration, but I wouldn't say 40. You know what I'm saying? So there was one point I was riding, and there was this fucking woman on my ass, and just like I was fucking freaked out, and she went around me, and fucking Zach just was like went around me and just fucking gunned it to just yell at her and shit.
Yeah,
well, that's kind of fucking.
I can't see Zach doing that.
Yeah, for sure.
I know Zach's too nice for that.
So now that I have this bike and I ride it almost every day, like I'm just very comfortable with that bike and the whole environment in the car and stopping and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah. I've been riding motorcycles quite a bit. I mean, I grew up riding dirt bikes and stuff, so it transferred over, but it's like, I always like riding motorcycles, especially like in new places, because everything seems to be like an HD. You're not like looking through things with like a helmet on where you can, I wear modular so I can open it. Sure. Like everything's so vibrant and bright. Yeah. And like when you're behind a windshield, it is not the same at all. Nope. I don't care how clean that windshield is. Like your sensories
I'm sure he happens to him in Brooklyn. Like you come around a corner, you can smell fresh bread being baked.
Oh
and,
yeah.
You know, you probably smell some nasty things there too.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
I have to say, when I moved back to Brooklyn on my bike, I could drive like, if I drive these 2 or 3 blocks, there's going to be so much marijuana smoke in the air. Like it's just,
You don't even got to smoke when I get
the
home.
neighborhood. You just drive
through.
through and you're, just and every once in a while I'll get someone, younger kids.
Yep.
Who yell like as soon as I'm at the light or something, they'll fucking Sarah, like they'll just fucking yell and scream. So my nephew who's 27, he's a police officer down in Coney Island, like classic, right on the boardwalk, police officer, So I'd ride down there, which is about a 6-mile ride, and kind of hang out with him a little bit and ride around. And I was outside of Nathan's one day, famous Nathan's in Coney Island, and I was on the right side of the street, Nathan's on the left, and there's a young kid like 12 or 13, and he's on the corner, and he is just like fucking locked in, locked into me, just looking at me, right? And his, like, the door opens and his mom's like, come on, like they're ordering some food, and she's like kind of pulling him, and he's just fucking locked on, right? So I laugh a little bit, drive around. I don't know, 15 minutes later, I see them like walking to their car, and he just yells out, Surah, like fucking yells it out, and he's like waving at me. Hysterical. It's great. Fucking great.
They love it. Yeah. Oh, it's got to be a blast, though.
Yeah, it's a blast.
How many miles do you get out of that thing on a full charge?
Well, I think Zach's going to be really annoyed that I don't know exactly. He's going to, and Brian too, so now I'm feeling a little fucking stressed about that.
We'll just say you do know exactly.
So I know I get back to work twice, back and forth to work twice, and I have a little bit of extra.
Yeah.
I would assume that the safer you ride, the more mileage you get, right?
Right. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Zach, would that make sense?
Yeah,
right?
it's the more conservative you ride,
Yeah.
they say it's like it's the exact same with Teslas. Like,
Okay.
if you hammer your Tesla, then you're gonna get, like, they say you get 375 miles. You're getting 275.
Right.
If you're doing 100 all the way to Vegas and that shit.
Yeah.
The Suron, though, like when I had mine, I rode it all the time, and I would, if from a full charge, I went out and rode in the dirt with one of our mutual friends, and I got 2 hours, and it went down to 30%, and I was like, I'm bringing it back because I don't know if I'll make it back if we keep going further than that. So I got 2 hours out of it, and it was at 30%. So.
2 hours, yeah. So my drive to work is.
I was riding in the hills. I was not babying that shit.
Okay. So I definitely don't baby that shit. Not like Zach would.
Come on.
I mean, I'm super comfy on it. A
30
little too
miles
much.
an hour. Yeah.
Well, that's motorcycle.
He's just fast, 0 to 25. That's good.
If you're not doing wheelies on it and locking the rear tire up, you're conservative.
I do max it out. Whatever that number comes out to be, 45, whatever that.
52.
I ride. I don't know if I get.
You'll get 52.
Take 52. Sounds good.
Yeah, dude. Like 50.
Sounds way tougher.
54 and a half or something.
yeah.
54 and 3/4.
Exactly.
Right? So I get back on work twice, which is like 6.5 miles or so. I think I ride it pretty fast, as if you do stuff to stop. We're still in Brooklyn, right? So I'm not going up hills or doing any crazy shit. And then I'm down about 20% or so. And then it definitely rides differently when there's less power,
Yeah.
So I get back and forth to work twice. I charge it.
And your current place of work's in Brooklyn as well?
It's in Brooklyn. It's about 6.5 miles away. Greenpoint, which is
Have you?
crazy cool.
Did you cut the wire, or is
I
it
did cut the wire.
Okay, cool. I was making sure because that would make a huge difference in how fast it goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
6.5
faster than
miles.
30. Faster than 30.
Yeah.
You said 6.5 miles and it takes you 30 minutes to get there?
35 minutes.
35 minutes to go
Yeah.
6.5 miles.
Yeah.
Man, we think California's bad, huh?
Yeah.
I'm 14 miles of work and it's 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trip. I have a buddy that lives in the Bronx, and he was on the podcast earlier this year. He came out here for something. He was out in San Diego, and they came, and so I've been getting a lot of like East Coast information from people, I've only been there twice. And again, it wasn't even like long stints, it was just enough to walk around, have a street dog, get some pizza and get
dirty
back on the
water
plane.
hot dog.
Yep. So doing the little New York things, go stand in Times Square and, fun stuff like that. But it is it's a wild place, interesting place. What's it like growing up there though?
Wow, man, I had a great childhood. Like mom and dad was around, have a big family, grandmother's running around, and
Italian family. This guy loves some pasta.
Italian family, big Italian family. And also back in the, back then, like if you went outside and your neighbor saw you doing something fucked up, it was their responsibility to not only tell your parents, but come over and be like, hey, little Johnny, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
Like,
it takes
I know
a village.
We all know you're not supposed to be doing that shit. So,
What year would this be around? Just
So
people
I was
have an
born in '66.
Okay.
So I don't know,
Let's
12,
just say 76,
13.
you're 10 years old.
Just because, like, if people are just listening to this, then
Yeah.
they don't, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we'll just say the mid to later 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's how it's supposed to be, right? Like that term, it takes a village. I mean, it's a true term.
Yeah, I
For
feel like
sure.
that's how it used to be here.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
now
sure.
with
Yeah.
all the, I don't know what to blame it on, but
Mm.
just the way the world is different now. Like you can't reprimand someone's kid that you
Everybody's
don't
just
know.
so worried. Nobody was worried back there.
Yeah.
You could say
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you wanted to say to one.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
was worried. About
Even
that
I got the
shit.
last end of that, and that was like the 90s when I was like the last little stint. And like
Yeah.
some lady in the grocery store was like, get your kid, like
Yeah,
told
yeah.
my mom. And my
Yeah.
mom was like, all right, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was better than, it's like you said, the whole village is watching you and kids couldn't
Yeah.
do as much mischievous shit as they do now.
Even like with like my family, like my niece and nephew, you know, if they're acting something, I say something to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's always funny because my wife will be like, oh, they listen to Steve, you know? And it's like, you know, they should, right? I mean, I don't smack them around or be like, hey, chill the fuck out a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like slow your roll. Like, you know what I mean? You know, and they're just getting a little crazy. They're teenagers.
Yeah.
Nobody-
They should be getting crazy, you know?
Nobody hears a stern voice anymore.
No.
It's
They
all
get
this-
freaked
Yeah,
out when
good
they
point.
do.
Yeah, when you come at somebody, you don't even have to be a dick, but when you hit somebody with that like 1985 dad voice,
Yeah.
like they know they fucked up.
Yeah. You know what's even funnier is like when you confront people.
Yeah,
I have a funny story.
nobody gets checked.
Yeah, I used
For
to
sure.
I used to ride like old choppers, you know. So when I met my wife, she lived in like a Huntington Beach, Balboa area, and she lived in like a studio apartment, and you had to ride down this alleyway like between two sets of studio apartments, you know, to get to her little driveway. So I had this old, you know, kickstart shovel head chopper that, you know, was loud and obnoxious and shit, you know. So
Steve, you're so fucking cool.
I was way cooler then.
I'm just saying.
I'd come rolling in, you know, you know,
Yeah.
pull into her driveway, and this guy comes in. It's it's in the afternoon. I just got off work or whatever, and he comes, and I don't even have my helmet off or nothing. I got a 3/4 helmet on. Fucking this bike's so fucking loud. Starts just yelling at me, and I just like get up off the bike. I look at him in the face, and I go, and calm as can be. Do I look like the kind of person you should be talking to like that?
Yeah.
And his fucking tone changed instantly.
Yeah.
And I was like, you got to just come up to me and be a nice guy, dude. From now on, I will make sure when I start this bike at 5 a.m, I pull it out on the main road.
Yeah.
I won't start it in this alleyway ever again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But don't ever fucking talk to me like
Yeah.
that again. You know? And he's like, I'm sorry. And, you know, and I did. I never started in that alleyway again. I pushed it out to the street, and it's
You
like,
know, people say that everyone from New York or it's crazy there. We're so fucking mean and so rude and shit like that. The hard fact is, if you're nice to somebody,
Yeah.
they're nice to you.
yeah,
And if you're an asshole, they're gonna double it.
yeah,
It's like, oh, you want to be an asshole? Then it's the competition of I'm gonna be more of an asshole than you.
yeah.
But if you're just generally nice, the majority of people you're gonna meet are gonna be cool with you. Like,
Yeah.
It's like for instance, I'm driving this around early fucking morning. This car obviously goes from one lane to the other to almost hit me, but not hit me, just to be that fucking guy at like
Yeah.
7:15 in the morning, right? I have my helmet on and I have big fucking glasses on and knapsack and shit on, and kind of pushes me over, and he rolls his window down, and we're in traffic, right, going to work. Rolls his window down, and he just loses it on me, like fucking yelling and screaming, like, get in the fucking bike lane, like just crazy white, like skin, just fucking couldn't take it, right? So I kind of pull over in the bike lane a little bit, and we're still going. And I said, very calm, I said, I'm not a bicycle. I'm not a bicycle.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be in that lane. People are going 7 miles an hour, going to school. I'm not a
Yeah,
bicycle, right? And instantly he checks himself, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, then you should be in the middle of the lane. I said, so you're mad what lane I'm driving, like I'm riding in? I said, hey, dude, it's 7:30 in the morning. We're all cool. Nobody got hurt. Everything is good. We could just laugh this shit off and get on with our day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now this is at a light. And he goes, okay. So I reach my hand out and we kind of do like a fucking fist in his car.
Yeah.
And we drive away. And I'm like, that's all it took.
Yeah.
That's all it took.
Yeah.
For some odd reason, you were mad at me. You came over to try to give me some shit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
No,
He woke
no,
up
it's
late
like-
for work, didn't get his fucking coffee.
Yeah.
You know, day started off shitty, and now he's going to blame
Yeah.
it on you.
I mean, because you have, women with their kids in the back riding to work in a skirt. And
Yeah.
you want my asshole to drive by at 31 and a half miles an hour?
Yeah.
It's like in the bike lane. I'm like, no, that'd be fucked up,
Yeah.
And it's just safer to be in the regular lane.
Yeah, it'd be like the same if a Harley was riding in the bike lane.
Yeah,
Shouldn't be doing
yeah.
that.
Didn't
like-
you also say there
Yeah.
it goes curb, bike lane, parked cars,
Yeah.
then the street.
Some areas are curb,
Yeah, that's right.
curb, double fucking bike lane, little bit of a sidewalk,
Yep.
parked car, sometimes not a sidewalk, parked car. Then that was one whole lane. Now they took that lane away, and then 2 cars. So if everybody paid attention to the laws, especially the bicycles,
Yeah.
and they shouldn't be scooters. So there's people in those lanes doing 25 miles an hour, right? It's pretty dangerous with the other 2 lanes because it's only 2 lanes. It's right by the park, super fast. Like you only can drive 25 miles an hour. Reality is you get 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You hit 36, there's lots of cameras, you get a ticket, right? So you have scooters maxing out what they can do in the bike lane. So you have, coming from the park, you have a woman and her kids, and the kids are excited or exhausted or hungry or cranky, and you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
that whole fucking thing
Let
going
me
on.
back up a second. So you can bicycle too fast in the bike lane and get a speeding ticket?
No, you can't get a ticket. No, I'm saying if you're driving your car,
Oh,
you-
okay.
you can do 20.
And you were telling me that because of the way that's set up, when passengers get out of the car, they hit the bicycles.
sometimes they hit the bicycles. Sometimes
The
people aren't
doors
paying
opening up
attention.
right into the
Oh,
bicycle
yeah,
lane.
Gotcha.
Because you're giving the kids the visual that there's the parked car, so you can kind of run to the parked car. But now what they did was they put lanes in between that parked car. So like us as kids, we were in the park and we were like, our parents let us go. We'd run to the car. It's fucking park, right? It's on a
Yeah.
big sidewalk. So that's just weird and dangerous. And then it's like pedestrians are supposed to have the right of way, but they really don't because people on the driving the vehicles.
Yeah.
So there'll be someone come cross lane against the light, go across the lane against the light on a diagonal, and then just drive on the sidewalk and ride on the sidewalk and do his delivery. It's like that's
Just chaos.
just fucking chaos.
just bicycle, motorcycle, electric bike chaos.
Chaos.
All right. So you're learning Japanese woodworking tools from a violin. You crash your
Yeah.
motorcycle.
Crash my motorcycle. Move back to Brooklyn. Live with my parents.
Oh, so the crash stopped your whole get down at the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So I had
wow.
my left arm was strapped to my body for 8-9 weeks,
Oh wow.
and then I had a cast on my hand up to here because I shattered my thumb.
Yep.
So I was pretty much, not that a person who can relax at all. After a couple of weeks, I just go back to work.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
just find something to do. Living with my parents, I didn't really have any bills.
Yeah.
And my upstate life was I worked for room and board, so I didn't pay anything and they didn't pay me, so it was that kind of situation. A little slavery when you came down to it, but whatever. And then I worked at a comic book shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I worked in a comic shop right on the corner, like
Yeah.
the neighborhood, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
And I was working the register like this, pretty much,
Yeah.
That went on for, I don't know, until rehab was over. And then I started working, I took a job at a cabinet shop. Then I did cabinet shop. I worked in a construction company for a while to kind of learn like sheetrock and tile and general framing and studs and how that whole situation goes.
Yep.
So I have a little bit of the cabinet background, and then I had intense Japanese hand tools background. Like fucking.
How long were you
intense.
at the Japanese hand?
Just
school?
about a year.
Okay, gotcha.
Just about a year.
But it's like pretty much every day.
Oh, every day.
Every day. Gotcha.
Every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had to walk down to a river just to get water for a shower.
There was a little bit of like babysitting and that kind of bullshit too, but
Yeah.
it was-
Painting
it was
fences,
cool.
waxing cars.
Everything was cut like by hand. Like I had a stick of wood that I had to draw equally spaced lines. And then they had to be equally spaced. And then I would have to take a handsaw and cut each line the same depth down, like in a piece of wood, 100 times.
Wow.
And if you fucked one up,
Start over.
you got to go back and just do it again,
Didn't you
right?
tell me
that
you had
kind
to
of shit.
carve a bottle cap out of wood?
Okay, yeah, so pretty cool. So
This is full on Karate Kid.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so there
Yeah.
was a piece of wood. I'm
The
not
movie's
really sure what
coming
it was. And one of the Japanese carving tools pointed like a blade, one side cuts one way, the other side cuts the other way. So the idea is if you have a circle and you cut a V groove in that circle, you're pretty much experiencing every grain of wood that you can, right? In a piece of wood.
Yep.
Something with the V groove, the circle, that whole deal. So they're teaching you hand skills. They're teaching you like, this is the first time when someone said, "Oh, let me show you something," and I looked at it. And they're like, "Did you really look at it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And he goes, "Well, did you really look at it?" Like they would say, "Hey, cut on the," like I would cut a line, I'd go to cut a line, and he said, "What side of the line are you going to cut on?" Well, what's
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You got like 3 places you can cut: dead center, on the right side, or the left side, like which side of the line. So it's that kind of mentality. So one of the things was we had to put a bottle cap, something round, draw a circle, and then we'd sit there. Not during work hours. Work hours was working on violins and prepping parts and doing all that kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
This was off work hours, right? So I was trying to cut a circle, you know. So night was over, was late, went home. Next day, got up, had some coffee, came in, take my shoes off, put my other shoes on, click the lights on. 4 or 5 benches, overhead lighting, Sojri screens, river outside, like nice, you know, really fucking nice. I clicked the light on my bench because the shop was open already. Everybody had Robert, and there was another guy at the time had their benches on, like come in and say good morning, do that thing, sit down, click my bench on, and Robert's doing some shit. He's always like fucking mad fucking scientist doing some shit. And I noticed at the corner eye where I started my circle, there was another I left the bottle cap out because that task was over. So you put your shit away. Like you don't leave that out. You put it away where the bottle fucking cap goes, like wherever that was, right? And I clicked the light on and I look and it's like, and he says, that's about a B. When you can get to that stage, I'll give you an A. Because what he did was he came in the morning, put the thing down, drew a line, carved it out, left it on my bench, put the thing away, right? So that was fun training.
Yeah, yeah.
So it just gave me, and he wasn't even really paying attention to you, like in his way he was.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, he smoked a huge amount of weed. He would smoke 8 a.m. I'd walk in.
That's the only way to make the good violin.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
That was a super fun experience.
Just zoned in.
Yeah. So after that whole accident happened, came back and worked construction for a bit, and then tried to learn.
I just want to back up a minute because
Yeah.
people might think that whole Japanese experience is something like wonderful and they might want that. But I want them to know what a mental problem that's given you. Like you have the craziest OCD out of anybody I've ever met.
Yeah.
Do you think you got it from that?
Hell yeah, he did.
Yeah, but this dude's shit is
Probably
the best stuff I've ever.
It's
that
why his
anybody
furniture
will.
is so
Yeah,
beautiful and
yeah.
perfect because he's so meticulous with everything.
It's so high end.
He kept that training his whole life. I mean, I'm being funny about it, but
Yeah.
he sends me
Kind of.
pictures now, like because I'm the only one that he can kind of complain to about this. If you go into any room, hospital, bedroom, and there's a light switch, and you turn the light switch on and off, and there's a plate cover on that light switch or on an outlet on the ground,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, for John, the screws inside of that outlet should always be facing the same way through the entire room.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Why
Yeah,
not?
like
like
that
that too.
kind
I
of
do
level
that.
of detail.
Why not?
I do that.
So we've had like a 20-year running joke where we send pictures of light
Why
switches
not?
with the light.
yeah.
the
Yeah,
screws are
I
off.
always try to make my slots horizontal.
Yeah.
Always.
And also,
He's
if
more
the
of a
plates,
vertical guy.
if the plates are off,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
This room must be driving you nuts though then.
We've been training. He's doing better now.
yeah, it's taken for a
Yeah.
long time not to be that crazy.
Yeah. This room was a gift. Sorry.
So I was helping Brian build out one of his tattoo shops, and I think this is the first time he found that out because I was helping doing a bunch of work, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever it could do, right?
You know, when you get to know someone, you're like, that's my good friend. Then you get to know him a little deeper,
yeah.
then you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
I chose that guy for a
Yeah.
good friend.
Yeah, what a
That
mistake!
guy.
What a mistake!
He's a little fuck. I let him too deep into the circle.
Yeah. So it was something, and I was putting a light switch, like a light cover on,
Yeah.
and did the things, and I don't know how it came up. I don't know how he noticed or the conversation came about.
Well, because I screwed it on like a normal human. And I went till it went tight, and I left it alone.
Yeah.
And then he walked back over with a flathead screwdriver and just a little 1/4-inch turn, and then he went through the whole building.
Yeah.
So
When it just looks right, it looks right.
yeah,
And it
Yeah.
doesn't now. Yeah,
and it
it's
makes
that
perfect
attention to-
sense. It makes
Like
perfect
that's that
sense.
level of attention to detail that
How
this guy
does-
picked up.
How does that work with Phillips? You just make sure that the cross is perfectly straight.
You just
Or you still using flatheads like an old man?
No, it's not. All the electrical switches are flatheads.
They're all flatheads.
Serious?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
electricals are flatheads.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So it's this line. So I mean, you got to think about it. Like now that you know that, and you think about it, and you're installing it, and you have one that has 4 screws.
I know
and
what
one
Zach's
screw's
going to be doing
clocked
to the
this way,
tattoo shop
one's like,
No,
tomorrow.
not at all. I'm going to take all the flatheads out and put Phillips in.
like, put ARP. Done. You don't have to worry about it.
Exactly. I don't give a fuck.
So a couple of weeks or a couple of days, I don't know the time span after that thing, I'd get this random text from fucking Foster, and he's like, picture of an outlet that someone did some work for him in some place.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, his house or probably not his house, somewhere.
Yeah.
And like the plate was crooked, and like I don't know, one of the fucking things wasn't in all the way, and he just said, "Cortese, you fucked me."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, now I see all this
Yeah.
little.
Yeah,
I have little things like that drive me nuts.
Or if you walk up to a table that looks nice with him,
Yeah.
he'll instantly take his hands and put underneath it and see how it was constructed and finished properly. And if it's not, he's just like, "Pfft."
Yeah, just to you know.
Oh yeah.
You're a manufacturer, right? You
Yeah, yeah.
fucking make shit.
Oh,
You
yeah.
do, Zach, all of us, right?
Yeah.
You just
When you know things, and when you're in a what's the word I'm looking for?
It
Yes,
just helps me appreciate something.
When you have
more.
a skill set for something,
Yeah.
you know, like, and you know how things are made or put together or machined or whatever that is. I do the same thing. Like I'll pick up parts and I start looking. I can take the tool pass and I'll be like, oh, I wouldn't do it this way. I hate the way they left this here. They could have blended
Yeah.
this.
But
you
isn't
know?
it extra nice when you pick it up and it is done right?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh man, like
Oh yeah. I have some, you know,
that's what I want.
I know some phenomenal machinists, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or whatever, you know, and I mean, I'm fortunate to know phenomenal people in a lot of different fields and, you know, painters and things, you know, and it's when you know good quality things versus shit quality things,
Mhm.
it's very,
Yeah.
it's wild.
Yeah.
You
All
know?
right, so we can get back on the career path.
On the career path. Okay, so
So you jump shipped. So you went from
jump ship, did some work
East
at a
Coast to
cabinet
West
shop.
Coast.
Yep.
Decided in Brooklyn. I had a buddy who I met at a construction company in Soho.
Yep.
Worked for a really cool guy, Chick Scroy. Super fucking cool guy. Worked right in Soho. Our shop was a construction company, and I was the shop dude, like to do cabinets or do whatever the fuck had to get done woodwork. I was that guy. It was like we had part of the shop was 2 levels down underground. That sounds always a fucking
Hell
weird,
yeah.
you know. So I did that for a bit, and my buddy, his wife was having a kid, and they were from Oakland, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna move to Sacramento. Why don't you move with us? Because we bonded, and he's like, we could start it, you know, not start a business, but we have some contacts, we can get some work together, we could figure it
Yeah.
out,
Got
right?
some things going.
Yeah. So again, I was like, okay, yeah, sure, you know. So we packed up his yellow Toyota, had a white cab on it. I don't know, it was like not a 210 because that was a Datsun, but it was a really small like cab and a little bit of space behind you, that not an extra cab by any means, right?
Yeah.
So packed that up, and I had 2 trunks of tools, and we drove cross country to move to California.
No way.
Settled in Sacramento for a bit, and I
What
got
year would this be?
wow, that would be
95.
over 30 years ago. Over 30 years ago.
So,
So-
early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got a little shop, tiny little baby shop, bought, I don't know how I got it, but I got my hand on like maybe a job saw, like a contractor size saw, maybe,
Yep.
or it was a lot of slabs. Because, when I worked for Robert upstate, I worked for Room and Board, but I also worked for a furniture maker who did chainsaw and slabbed furniture. And part of my practice was taking a Japanese hand plane, which I was learning, and cross graining, planing it so it came out like you didn't have to sand it. Like, so slabs of furniture, big ass slabs of furniture. He would
Wow.
chainsaw them and carve them, right?
Yep.
So I got into that whole like Nakashima style, organic furniture making by hand, Japanese hand tools. Right. So now I'm living in California, in Sacramento. Fucking hated Sacramento. Sorry, anybody. I fucking hated it. Terrible. Right. Had a little shop, did a little construction with him, also lived with him. And then we just decided that we were still friends. We never had an argument. We just decided that I was going to go my way. He was going to go his way. Right. I was dating someone who lived in Brooklyn, and she had family in Los Angeles. So I got a little furniture job in LA doing a Japanese Nakashima big fucking slab table. So I built that thing. Someone helped me tie it in a little a little rental van, and I strapped it down like as best as I could back there. And like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drive to this address and figure out like I have movers there and just kind of do that whole thing, I guess, right? So I drove from Sacramento to LA, and then my girlfriend flew in to New York from out to there. Her family lived there. Installed a piece of furniture, talking to this guy, and then decided, oh, I should just move to LA and make furniture because I want to do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess I should go to a city. I hated Sacramento, right? And I would go to LA once in a while because my girlfriend's family was there. We would meet up, and we went to this big Hollywood producer's house, and we were just chatting. And they knew I was a furniture maker, so he's like, "Oh, you should make a piece of furniture, you know?" And
Yeah.
I'd like to have a dining table made. And he pulled out a snapshot back in the day, a snapshot, right? Like a fucking 3x5, right,
Yeah.
right. And he handed it. He goes, "Oh, I'd want something like that." And I said, "Oh, George Nakashima. Yeah, I love his style, right?" So he flipped the card over and it said George Nakashima on it because it was handwritten. So,
Yeah.
So that was
Super famous. Super famous.
super famous furniture maker, organic slab, like big walnut, perfectly plain slab furniture. Doesn't look like there's an inch of like any finish on it. All hand plane, like beautiful, like
Wow.
wood that he's had for years and years and years in storage, and big long history about it. Right, his shop's still happening. His granddaughter runs his shop.
Oh, wow.
So that was kind of the move to Los Angeles, you know. So I moved to Los Angeles, and I was always taking pictures for a living. The woman I was dating, my girlfriend, was an editor of fashion, like in the fashion business. She was
Okay.
an editor. And she was working for a magazine that was just starting up that Larry Flint owned.
Oh, wow.
It was called Code Magazine, CODE, and it was black men's fashion. It's kind of like one of the first fashion books, right?
Okay.
So because she was involved in the company, I got a gig taking pictures.
Yeah.
So I always could take pictures. Didn't really know much about it, you
Yeah,
know. Always kind of decent. So that just got me taking a lot more pictures. And because it was magazine work, pictures didn't really need to be great because there was so much other shit happening and
Yeah. Yeah.
them changing it and doing stuff, right? But for me, it was an opportunity that someone was going to pay me to hey man, take some pictures, you know?
Yep.
So
And John's being a little modest right now because we're also talking pre-digital era.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you really
yeah.
needed to know how to use your camera.
So you actually had to develop it and
I
actually.
had to develop it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't develop it. I went to a place to develop it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, so I thought, well, this is a good opportunity. They're paying me to shoot 5 rolls of like, go to Beverly Hills, and my girlfriend was there because she was directing the photo shoot, and there was a stylist and all that fucking shit. And it was like, you should shoot, you need to shoot about 5 rolls of, we're trying to capture this. So I'm like, well, I'm going to shoot 10 rolls in my brain, and I'm going to buy that kind of film and that kind of film and that kind of film and
See what happens.
see what happens, right?
Yeah.
And then I also thought, so like I'd get a gig where I have to fly back to New York, which my family still lives in New York, and
Yep.
I'd have to shoot like, I'd come home with like 80 rolls of film. Like I had 4 or 5 things lined up, and I fucked a lot of those up too, right? But I kind of learned that you go to
You just jump on YouTube and kind of like do a quick research.
yeah,
on
yeah,
like
yeah,
how
yeah.
to-
AI.
I'm actually
how do you
sitting here
fix
like,
this?
How
do you
fucking-
fix
Well, I
this?
guess you go to the camera shop and you like
Oh, yeah.
ask those guys at the camera shop questions. And
Yeah, so
Like, how do
I mean,
you-
you may be able to log into AOL at that time. And
Maybe.
no, that was before.
maybe.
That was before that. That was
Yeah.
before computers, for sure. I was before that.
so
whole-
this is what we had like 95.
I mean, computers were around; they just weren't everybody's home.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and they weren't fast.
No.
yeah, they were around, but the first.
We weren't
ones, right?
using them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just got me the opportunity to play around and try to do things. And then, of course, it's LA. So there's photo labs where you walk in and it's a huge building and it's photo labs. Like, it's not
Yeah.
like, what would you like? You actually speak to the guy.
Yeah.
And so you learn about that, trial and error, buy some books, try to figure that out. All the books were expense because they were photo books. I'm
Oh,
like, this is kind of
yeah.
fucking cool. I get to play around and shoot a bunch of film and play, and you're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
And I'm also getting paid.
Yeah.
So that whole time, my furniture business was still happening, but it was super small scale. Like I had a 300 square foot shop in North Hollywood and fucking hot as shit and
Yeah.
bad, disgusting neighborhood and whatever, little 300 square foot with a door and a bathroom that was pretty much a toilet.
Yeah.
A tiny little sink that's kind of fallen off the wall, So I remember I went to New York. I had like 4 or 5 photo shoots. One was an old old trumpet player, right? And I was meeting him in his place in Harlem, going to do a little photo shoot. I knew shit about lighting. I knew shit about all that kind of stuff, right? I play with all the other stuff, but I knew shit about it, right? So I kind of add myself as natural light. Right.
Yeah.
I only shoot natural lights just because I don't know how to use the other fucking shit. Right?
Yeah.
So I go to New York and I meet this guy, super cool, old black dude, fucking trumpet player. So I'm like, oh, he had I stage him by the window and he's pumping, right. So one of the settings I did exactly opposite of what I thought I was doing, which was the worst thing to do, right? So everything was super dark, like crazy dark, right? So so I go back. I definitely knew I didn't know I fucked it up, but I was smart enough I got to the stage where I would run one roll of film in and do a snip test. So they would take the first 3 photos and develop them at like natural, and then they would hand them to you and they're like, what do you think? We can play around a little bit.
Wouldn't they do something like a contact sheet too?
They do a contact sheet as well.
Yeah.
But they would only do the first 3 of the film, if I'm remembering correctly, to show you what it's going to look like and, how they develop it. Jack would know way more than I do about that, right? So I at least got to I learned I fucked so much stuff up. I would say to the people at the counter, what's the best way? And they're like, well, you just do a snip test. It's blah, blah, blah. So I come back from New York and I'm like, hey, so I just shot this whole roll. It was cool. I shot this whole roll in Harlem and this guy's house and Brownstone. And I came back and I said, I know I fucked something. I know I fucked it up.
Yeah.
I was so nervous and excited about the shoot and kind of not cocky or any kind of attitude, but so nervous about that I didn't do a good job and really check my fucking machine. I didn't really check that out. So I said, what do I do? And they're like, let's get a snip test. And you can check the first ones out. So the first ones come back fucking black.
Yeah.
Like black shadow, black and sweat.
I'm getting fired.
Yeah. So I said, I looked over the counter. I'm like, and those all these professional photographers. I guess I was getting paid, so I was professional too, right? So I'm like, so what should I do here? I'm in a little bit of a jackpot. And I think she's like, you could push it, so develop it, so it gets really thin. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Right?
So when you put the the emulsion or whatever the fluid is that when they're developing it, you leave it in that longer, and it's the equivalent of us
changing the ISO,
cranking the brightness.
Yeah.
And so it's the longer you leave it in this solution, it just keeps developing. And so when you're doing that, it's just making the photo brighter. So it'll be grainy as shit, but it'll still you'll pull a lot of that darkness out.
Gotcha. You'll be able to see at least the figure.
You'll see still not a good, not
a silhouette,
not great photos. Like a silhouette, but
now it's artsy.
Now it's artsy.
Bingo. Yeah.
So they only needed 3.
My artist friends.
Yeah.
They needed 3 or 4 photos. One was the main page, which was half page, right?
Yep.
Which is still a fucking nice thing. And then there was in the article, there was 2 or 3 other little baby photos, right? So I roll in with a lot of film, which they didn't bark about. They were like, shoot as many fucking film as you want. My girlfriend was like, she's like, you should learn. You should shoot as much fucking film as they're going to let you do.
Yeah.
Just buy every kind of film you can buy. Try.
Because they're paying for the film too, right?
It was all expensed.
Yeah.
It was all expensed, right?
Forget about it.
So I come in and one of the art director, the guy in front of the art department, we were pretty friendly. He was, Andre, I still remember his name. We were pretty fucking friendly. So I go in, I present all the film, and that shit's out on the table, and everyone's got that's kind of dark. What's going? We really can't make out what the fuck's going on right now. The photos were not great. And I said, well, I knew you guys were going to say this, but I was in Harlem. It was thunderstorming that day, and it was all fucking black, fucking jazz, trumpet jazz player.
Yeah.
I just kind
sold
of
this vibe.
I just kind of felt like that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Right. So they're like, oh, that's kind of cool. They were still a little but they were like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. They wanted to go along with it though, because it felt It felt a certain way. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, yeah, I got what this guy's saying.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
leaving.
yeah,
I'm at
yeah.
the elevator, and like Andre looks up. He's like, "All right, man, I see you." You know, I'm like, "Yeah, brother." And I get in the doors closed. I'm like, "Oh, how
Wiping the sweat off.
How'd I pull that one off?
fuck I pull it out?" So the magazine comes out like a month later, and all my photos had a little bit of a bluish tint. Had a little of a bluish tint to them, and I think it was like the head, like the line was like shades of blue or some cool shit like that. And I had a little like a little thing on the bottom with my name, and I'm like, oof. I was like,
Wow.
Hey, you're printed. It's official.
yeah, dude. I'm like,
yeah.
I'll take that shit.
Did
you know?
did you take that, like frame it and stuff?
So I was in like 5 or 6 of the issues,
Yeah.
because they were on a budget. It was a new thing.
Yep.
The director was my girlfriend. I was a photographer. I was like, well, this is kind of cheap because he's not a professional, but I guess it's working out. You know, so I
Yeah.
did that for a bit. Fucking hated it. Like I hated the model situation and that whole, you know, like one of the issues I was shooting was they wanted like there's a photography book called, I think it's Before 10 a.m. I think, and it's pretty much like women saying goodbye to their husbands or boyfriends, like wearing their stuff. So it's a men's fashion magazine, right?
Gotcha.
So the photo shoot was like going to Beverly Hills, and this was kind of towards the end of it where I was like, I don't really want to fucking do this anymore.
Yeah.
My girlfriend and I, we were not on really good terms, and that this whole thing was like, oh, this is what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And also I had a furniture shop, and I just wanted to sell furniture, and the photography was just get my foot in the door in LA and
Yeah.
play
The
around.
book that keeps coming up, it says Men Before 10 a.m.
Men Before 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go to Beverly Hills. I was playing lots of softball at the time, had some buddies there. And my buddy Haley, I was like, hey, dude, you want a gig? Like, I got to bring a bunch of equipment and a couple of cameras and stuff. You want to come to? He's like, yeah. So I hired my buddy to come and go to Beverly Hills, and really beautiful young model, like just pretty, but attitude, right, to come with it. So she comes out of the bathroom, and my buddy's next to me, and he's holding my cameras, and we're buddies. Like, we're just kind of joking and still being very professional, but we're just kind of being professional and just joking, having a good time. She came out, and she had so much attitude, and she had a sweater with like I want to say thong, but it was probably something not as sexy as that, but really beautiful woman, you know. She had so much fucking attitude, and I looked at my buddy, and I went, oh no. That's terrible. You gotta put something else on. Like, it just doesn't work. Like, it doesn't work. So right away she's just, you know, there's that whole mood of the shop, right? And I'm like, no. So she's like, oh, all right, well, and then my girlfriend looked at me because my girlfriend was a little like, you're fucking kidding me right now, right, dude?
Yeah.
Really? Like, she's got that kind of look.
Yeah.
So the girl goes back in and changes, and everybody kind of separates, goes to the corner. My buddy's like, what was up, dude? I'm like, it was fine. I just fuck that girl. You know? Like, it was
Yeah, the
fine.
photographer's king on those shit.
Yeah, dude. So she came out, and we finished our photo shoot. It's really nice photos, like, you know, and it was just, so I was pretty much getting out of that, and my furniture business was kind of building up, so I just made that transition, to straight up furniture.
And so you're in the furniture business, and what got, I mean, it's all like Japanese style furniture. I mean, or like that. I mean, explain that.
So in the beginning it was very Japanese style, right? The way pieces were produced, the machinery I used, the aesthetic, the size, the dimension, type of material.
I guess what made you fall in love with that?
I don't really know, you know, definitely when I was learning the hand skills, and it was the first time I was away from home. I had a motorcycle, and I was living upstate. It was like this super romantic, like fucking tea house, and like, it was just cool. You know, I was like, during the day I was riding when I was off on the weekends, I'd ride my bike through like upstate New York, and it was just felt good. It just felt right. You know, I enjoyed the learning process. I enjoyed like doing something and then actually using that to do something else. And then after you did all that, the thing you just made now, like, that's yours. Like, you could use that every day. Yeah. And then I realized, so anything I want to make, anything I want, I shouldn't say anything, but a lot of the things that I want, I can make. Yeah. Furniture, of course, right? Yep. So I thought, this is kind of cool. How can I just keep doing this shit? You know? So And then like I love like the mid-century modern, like the 50s, the 60s style of furniture. Not too overproduced, very natural, very kind of within the environment, things like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then also I do love like super high gloss orange conversion varnish lacquer.
Yeah.
That's pounded on and polished.
Complete opposite.
The complete opposite. Yeah.
There's also something that I see in your work, John, where, and I think you pick it up from that Japanese custom, but like I think you love, I mean, I know I love it. And when something's made to last, when the materials that are being used are actually really appreciated. And
Yeah.
I think that's what, like, when you get into like old motorcycles,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they made those things to like really last. And
Yeah.
that's what we're still in love with.
Yeah.
And this, you know, new age furniture, new age motorcycles, new age kind of everything. Like nothing's made to last more than, I don't know, 10 years.
No,
So.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I've always done like classic cars, like old cars. You know, I was 16, I got a Volkswagen, and
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
And when did that stop? Like the late 70s, 80s when they started making cars not to last. But man,
Yep.
I have a 1960s truck. Like,
yeah, they're bulletproof.
Yeah.
I mean, you can literally ram people in them, and then you don't even get a dent.
and
You
that
know,
Japanese
it's-
furniture is made that way.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they
Yeah.
and it's not
something
even
there about it.
It's crazy. Like I always, you know, I mean, all this stuff. I mean, you can tell. I mean, it's like made in China. You know, it's just junk. You know what I mean?
What? Well, what do
It's-
we've done that to ourselves. What choice do we have
100%,
anymore? Like,
100%.
yeah.
I bought these little things right here. These little stands on eBay. You know, like it's just something we needed to be able to mount our microphones on. But
Yeah.
it's like every time you buy something, no matter where you go, and you start unpackaging it, and you're just like, what happened? You know, what happened here? Why is this? Why do we pay so much money for this and it's not quality?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Someone let this out the door looking the way it looks. Like
The
someone
issue-
said that was okay.
Is that most people don't notice that shit.
No, they don't. We're a
Yeah.
throwaway society.
Yeah.
We're you know.
Disposable.
Yep. Same with the vehicles. Same with everything. Like you're talking about. I mean, people get new cars every 2 years or more.
Well, what's a lease?
Yeah. I don't know anymore. I've
Every
never-
2 years.
Yeah. Is that
That's-
what it is?
Yeah, a lease is 2 years.
Oh, that's
so
crazy.
so that's why it's like
Yeah.
that's you just nail on the head. Like
Yeah.
that's why the lease is 2 years because it's just like every couple of years turn and burn.
Yeah. My truck's a 2004, so I'm still waiting for the lease to run out.
nice.
No,
You're
it's-
gonna owe some
it's-
extra money on that mileage,
Right. Yeah, no, it is crazy though, like to know, you know, again, it's those things that you know, and to know that you can make this quality furniture and these things that you've learned. It's interesting though, like I guess what got you into it, you know, it's kind of it's not, I don't know a lot of people that make furniture. Actually, no, I know one other guy, but where is he? He's I forget what state he's in, but I know one other guy that makes like couches, you know, makes real high end couches.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of interesting. It's a weird thing though. Like you don't just run around and meet a bunch of people that make furniture. So to me, it's very interesting, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
like
that-
kind of,
There's no more people making furniture. It's
No.
big company warehouses where people like, oh, I put the staple in the leg on the
Exactly.
assembly line.
Yep. Cause I've worked, you know, when I was 20, maybe 19, 20, 21 around there. No, this would have been like 21, probably 20.
Was this before the vacuum cleaner job or after?
This would have been after the vacuum cleaner job.
All right.
I worked in a door shop. So we made exterior and interior doors for houses during the big
sure.
construction boom.
Sure.
So this would have been like 05-ish,
Sure.
Okay.
you know, doing
A
that
mill
kind of
a
stuff.
mill shop.
Yep.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and we would make so we would do all the interior doors, you know, put the 3 jams on, you know, ready to go in, turnkey door to put into a new construction or, you know, and then we would do the exterior doors with the jams and everything. We'd do mantles, and the exterior doors would be like a double door, maybe with the, you know, the
Couple
side
lights on the
window.
side. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So it was cool, you know, it was interesting, but it was a production, you know, it wasn't like, we were just, you know, door blanks would come in and,
Yeah.
you know, you route them on the
Bam, bam,
machine
bam.
and pop the hole in for the door handle and bevel it and,
Yeah.
you know,
Send it on its way.
yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but the mantles were fun because all the mantles were handmade and, you know, doing the crown molding and all the,
Yeah, that's super
Yeah,
fun.
it's
Little,
fun.
little detail work.
yeah. So, but you know, interesting, you know, it's kind of, definitely not on the same scale, but a little, I have a little knowledge at least, you know, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's crazy because it's not just the way things are made too. When it comes to that kind of furniture that you're doing, it's the quality of the material. So those pieces of wood are not
Attention to detail.
Yeah, because those pieces of wood and the grain, even right. I mean, you're paying attention to the way the grain flows, like everything.
Painstaking attention to detail.
Yeah.
Painstaking attention to detail.
And it's crazy though because you picked that all up in like that 1 year apprenticeship and just it never left you.
No.
Yeah.
No, never ever.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's ingrained.
Yeah, something about it.
Yeah.
Almost killing myself.
Yeah.
Eh? Like, for
Well,
sure.
dude, like a lot of the time you'll meet somebody and you have like a 10-minute conversation and that shit changes your life forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like you watch some bullshit on the internet. Like we're thumbing through shit all day long, but you read one fucking quote and it sticks with you forever.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's a trip though. 'Cause that's a lifelong passion now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're broken up from we stopped the photography.
Stop the photography. Have a little shop in California.
Yep.
North Hollywood. Was living.
Did it have
in
like a name?
No, it was just
No.
it was just a warehouse in
Yep.
an industrial park, and it was
Gotcha.
all auto people. Like next guy next to me was a smog shop, which was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
The guy on one side had an old school printing shop, which was cool, like
Oh,
big
yeah.
old printing machines, small
Yeah.
1-man shop, like 350 square foot. You know,
Yep.
I had to come in and take stuff outside on the sidewalk to have have enough room in the shop.
Yeah.
A little tiny office with a compressor blasting all the time. Like beginning of trying to figure out internet and figuring that whole fucking shit out, you know. Still super fun,
Yeah.
right? So I decided I got a few photos of my furniture that I took that were terrible photos, and I got them printed at like a copy something, right? And I put it in a 3-ring binder with a piece of loose leaf and like a Word type program, like a Word document, whatever the program was, like
Yep.
the first one's a little kind of thing on the side, like terrible, you know,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
figure margins out and all that kind of fun stuff. And I went to a LA gallery on La Brea, which at the time was a furniture strip for about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 blocks, both sides of the street in LA, furniture everywhere, like
Really?
smaller galleries, and some big shops. So I drove there one day, walked in the door and said, hi, I'd like to speak to someone who, you know, purchases furniture. I'd like to do some consignment furniture. So basically, I showed them my book, which was, looking back at it now, I don't know how I could have done that, right? But I showed them my little book. Of what I
But
did.
think about what your choices were back then. Like,
Yeah,
You
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
jump online and have a book manufactured for you.
Yeah. Or take a picture with your
You
iPhone.
you couldn't have AI just write out
Yeah.
your bio real quick.
Yeah.
So I ended up starting to sell furniture for them. So I would bring it totally my design, 100%. We would talk about like, they'd be like, well, we're looking for a coffee table, we're looking for this, we're looking for that. We have space for this. So it'd be totally my design. I'd show them kind of a drawing sometimes, not always a drawing, but they would come to my shop and see it as it's being done. And I was just really figuring shit out, you know, like spraying lacquer and just trying to figure all that shit out. A lot of hand rubbed oil finishes like the Japanese. And that's where I learned, all the Japanese shit was cool. But the reality is, if you're trying to make a living, you got to turn a fucking machine on.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
That's what I was going to get on because,
yeah.
you know, at that time in the way you're doing things, you're potentially, or the way I understand it, you're using a ton of hand tools,
Yeah.
which you already had, which is great. But now you're just putting so much man hours into everything because you're not running any big machinery to do
Yeah.
anything. Wow.
Yeah. So, like I didn't have a joiner. Like I would hand joint boards to glue them together, like that kind of stuff, like with a Japanese hand plane.
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
fucking crazy stuff, you know?
So let's just say a coffee table, something like, you know, how many hours would you have in the?
Oh, like a simple round coffee table, which I would cut the round by hand, right? I would jigsaw it round, and then I would do the router trick. You put a router in, and this is what kind of learned the whole router trick, right? Like on
Yep.
a swing arm and you go
Yep.
around. And I had a machine sander, nothing like we have today, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would sand it. That would take 2 days
Ooh.
to do the top.
Wow.
Because it's like getting the material, gluing it together,
Yep.
hand sanding it with a sander. I was still trying to do a lot of hand planing, but you know, the reality of that fucking wore off quick. A lot of hand sanding, some big slab furniture too, you know. And then the base would take me 2 days. So like a small little coffee table would be like a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which that's a lot of time to have a little coffee table, you know.
I mean, is that your standard 8 hours a day too, or are you doing?
Oh, no,
10,
fuck
15,
no.
16
yeah,
hours
like
a day.
10,
Yeah,
12
yeah.
hours
You know
a
how
day.
small business goes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're 80 hours into a coffee table.
You're working. You're just
Yeah,
fucking working, you know.
yeah.
And the gallery gets they double it. If I'm selling something for $100, it's $200. If I'm shipping, so I'm making a table. Like, how much are are you going to pay $4,000 for a coffee table that some dude you kind of don't know and like no name and just out of a store?
Yeah.
Right. So then that whole game started like, okay, how much is this going to sell for? What can I design to make in the amount of time I need to make it to make a profit and still be happy with my work?
Yep.
Still be as anal as I need to be.
Yeah. Find that happy medium.
Where's that line? Right.
Yeah.
And then my thought was, I'll just make a bunch of shit and give it to you. You're not paying for its consignment. So I can get to play around and fuck around and bring something. I'm like, oh, I'll just take that one back. That one's not going to work, you know? So I kind of found that little happy medium. And then the more furniture I saw selling a lot of furniture for them. So the more furniture I sold, the more money I had to spend in material.
Yep.
So I could make nicer things, nicer material things, and also spend a little more time doing them. So the more time you spend, right?
Yeah, the higher the price.
Higher the price and the nicer it's going to come out. So that kind of built my business a little bit. And then I had friends at the time who had a furniture shop in Vernon, LA. They had a custom upholstery, like your buddy, right? Custom upholstery. Pretty big shop, 7-8 people, which was huge for me. It was just me.
Yeah.
I'll drive it to you. I'll be there in, I don't know, an hour, depending on how traffic is, you know.
Yeah,
That's kind of me, right? So I was getting some chairs I wanted to make. I wanted to make these chairs, and I went to 2 or 3 upholsterers, and I just didn't like the way that they were doing the cushion. Cushion was screwed on, right? Really nice solid walnut chair. So the people at the gallery said, hey, you should check our upholsterers out. Here's their name. Here's their number. Go down and check them out. So I brought the chairs in, and I spoke to the designer, Michelle, her name, ran the shop, and her husband, Matt, was the business guy. And the first thing she said, which I really liked, was the way that was stitched. Like the stitch just wasn't perfect. Like it was only like a 2-inch cushion, but it was just that 2 inches just wasn't fucking right, you know?
Yeah.
And she looked at it, she goes, that's an interesting way to do it. So right away it was like total respect, where she wasn't like, what the fuck is that? She's like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You know, let me show you our showroom, you know? So
Yeah.
we developed a friendship, and I would make pieces for them. They would make pieces for me. Like I'm going to make these 3 chairs. Can you do the upholstery? And then we both put it there on consignment. And then, you know, we built our business that way, right? So at one point they asked me if I wanted to go to Vegas and do a furniture show with them, which I didn't. I was like, okay, like, why not? Like, tell me about it. Let's just fucking do it. Why not? Right? So it was like a 4-day show at the Furniture Mart. Back in the day, there was a Furniture Mart where there was 3 or 4 buildings, all the trade shows. Like Vegas is really big on the trade shows.
Yep.
So we rented a booth. I don't remember how big it was. We paid for, and I made a bunch of furniture. We drove it there and installed it and put the flooring in, and kind of, you know, we were a small business, right? We did that. And then just took orders. I had a little baby catalog. And then at the show, they met a sales rep, because back in the day, there was furniture sales reps that were, I guess when they were bigger, they were like selling huge factory stuff. But then there was independent sales reps too, who do local people, like smaller situations.
Yeah.
So he was a rep for about a year. And then within that time, we did 2 or 3 furniture shows. So he would always show up and we'd always chat. And I guess he got more comfortable that I was with them. And so he became my rep. And I ended up having a couple of reps around the States. And they would get their percentage. They'd get, I think it was 10% at the time.
And now, are they selling direct to the public, or are they selling to a furniture store?
So they sell, so it's trade only. So they would sell to interior designers.
Gotcha.
And then they would also sell to stores.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now check this out. They're selling it to a store cross country. I did a lot of LA to New York furniture.
Wow.
Right. I got to the point where had 2 guys in my shop, and I got to I understood the trucking companies, and I was getting more professional. I was doing furniture shows, and you know, it's kind of that's the way that goes. So the store would get, so my $100 table is now $250 in the store.
Yep.
Plus shipping.
Yep.
Plus the sales reps fee. Plus, so this all started adding up, which made, now we're playing that game again.
Oh yeah.
So my $2,500 table is now like $7,500.
Ooh.
So the client is saying, because they would 2.5 it. I don't know 100% of it. They would 2.5 it, and my sales rep was getting 10%.
Yeah.
Shipping was added too. So my table plus shipping goes to New York. My sale rate is 10%. This store 2.5s it. So don't remember the exact numbers, but
Yeah.
right. So
But people are buying it.
people are buying it. Furniture's coming in.
Wow, that's great.
So the designers, here's the game. The store 2.5s it. The designer goes to that store because it's to the trade only. The store would give them 25% discount.
Yep.
The designers would charge their client whatever their percentage is.
Yep.
So right, all that stuff's worked in. So when I would sell to designers, I would increase my charge. So because their markup wasn't as big, right?
Yeah.
They were getting a 20% discount. So I was able to charge more money for it. Sales have got more money too, of course, right?
Yep.
So that whole cycle happens. And then, yeah, that's how I built my business. Just kept, and then met Brian, ended up in San Diego, ended up having 7 or 8 employees and that whole
Wow.
crazy, furniture shows. And now for furniture shows, like any trade show, now I have 4 or 5 employees, right? So I'm doing a furniture show. So I'm taking 4 or 5 employees out of maybe 2 weeks of working on clients because they're working shit for the furniture show.
Yeah. Because you
Right,
got to
so-
have stuff to take with you. You can't
Stuff
just go there.
with you,
Yeah,
right? So
nothing.
you have more business, you have more clients, you need a bigger space. Your bigger space costs you more money, right? So it's that whole fucking vicious cycle.
It's not like that
happening.
stuff's small to store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So now you're spending $25K on the furniture show. That's a week long, and there's all this. Everybody gets business cards, right?
Yeah.
I would get a business card, clip it in a book, turn the page over, and write a note like, we'll never sell to this guy. Like, it's just not going to happen. Or asshole. Or like,
Yeah.
okay, this is pretty cool. And I would write a little description like, oh, like blonde woman and her designer came in looking for a custom block, so
Yep.
everything was graded. Like a good contact, I put an A on, a bad contact, I still clip in the book, I put a D because we're still trying to make money. I'll still call that motherfucker, but I don't expect much from it, right?
Yeah.
So did that, and then so now you have more money to spend. You need to make more money. You buy more stuff. You need more machinery. That whole cycle comes up, right?
Yep. Now, and then how are you? So you got 5, 7 employees. How are you like finding these guys? I mean, because you'd have to find some people that actually
Yeah.
had a good skill set, So I mean, how was that finding people like that in San Diego? I mean,
So some of it was just straight up Craigslist.
Yeah.
Like, straight up Craigslist.
putting ads, need woodworker.
Need woodworker. I met Brian before that. We've been friends before San Diego. I don't know, a good 10, 12 years
Yeah,
before
yeah.
San Diego.
Somewhere
Right?
around a decade.
Yeah. So I met a few people from Brian. John Thompson was a guy I met from Brian, and we became friends. He was in the construction industry, and
Just made it happen, man. That's what.
yeah.
And when you get to that higher end woodworking, you start hiring employees, you start to get specialized. So now,
Yeah.
like, he hired a guy that just does finish work, doesn't
Yeah.
know how to really build anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
You know,
That was
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Brian. Like, I think Brian knew him from Brian's boat, I think, or your
He lived on
dad
my yacht
knew
at the
him.
time.
Right, his yacht. Yeah. Huge. And he was a finisher and came down, and instantly we met each other and we're like, okay. And I didn't see his work, but it was like, just I liked him. And then the more
Yeah.
we started, he came to my shop and he fucked around and stuff a little bit. And just in conversation, if somebody knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
right?
You
Some of the
can
guys
feel
with Craigslist, and then I was working with Johnny down in San Diego, and we were doing construction on the place, putting up rooms or doing something. And it's really funny. One of the guys who came in for an ad from the job was super straight shooter from Boston, really good at doing laminating because he worked for a huge company in Boston where it was just like sheets and sheets of laminating
Yeah.
and hand done, like really good at curved and laminating and figure things out, which I wasn't really good at, So after I hired him, he worked with me from day one until the day I closed my door.
Wow.
I remember he walked in one day and, we had belts on.
Yeah.
What the hell do you call it? There was a name that, so Johnny was there and his buddies, and Brian might have been there, and we were blasting, like we just set the speakers up because I was actually going to live in this space a little bit.
Yeah.
We just set the speakers up, big old school, big fucking speakers. I had like 6 or 7 of them around the shop. So we were doing construction. So we first thought, well, might as well set the speakers up first.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Right.
Got to have some music.
So we're playing, I don't know, Cypress Hill, louder than it should be. We were probably high gates were open, doors were open on
Yeah.
a commercial street, but not a very busy street.
Yep.
And he walked into that scene, and he must have just thought, like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
Like, there's
yeah.
beer all over the place, and we're high, and the music's just blasting, and we have forklift inside and doing all that kind of shit. No, he was with me from day one.
We're making some fucking furniture.
Yeah, he was with me from day one. And it was super fun. It was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Was that the place in San Diego that was behind the titty bar?
right behind the titty bar?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Perfect.
Yeah, right. Big old. Trying to think of the. I can't.
It was a
remember the
big
name.
old ghetto, like big pink neons in the front. Like it's right off Highway 8.
Yeah.
I had to go visit him so often in San Diego.
Yeah, it was a
yeah.
shame, huh?
Yeah.
It was like, oh,
famous.
no.
It was like Famous Bob's. It was, first of all, it was famous. I don't remember the name, but it was
It's right next to
What's that main drag?
downtown.
Rosecrans?
Rosecrans. It was right off Rosecrans
It's,
with the
dude, it's
five
not
and
far
the
from San Diego Customs.
Oh, really?
It's right there,
Huh.
and it's real close to downtown San Diego, Old Town.
world famous something. It's funny because I bought my spray booth. Really one funny story. When I first moved there, Brian came down and helped me. So when I was moving my shop from LA to San Diego, Brian was halfway point. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of stopping at his place and
Yeah.
hanging out for a day, or most of the time just overnight, going there, cutting the traffic, and then getting up early and driving to San Diego. Because I still had my LA shop happening because I had clients.
Yep.
So I was working 3 or 4 days in LA and then coming back and working 4 or 3 days in San Diego, working on the building and just trying to figure that whole thing out, right?
What made you make the move to San Diego?
I think I went to San Diego once. I was super friendly with a mutual friend of ours who had a construction company. And we always talked about, oh man, we should get a building, and I have a construction company and you can do the cabinetry and,
Yeah.
you know. And then again, like another big move, I said, okay, I'm just going
That's
to.
And come on, Steve. If you have the choice to work in San Diego
Oh,
or
yeah.
LA, what,
Yeah.
what,
All
what
day.
are you gonna do
all day.
What are
But
you gonna
it's
do?
funny because I've noticed a pattern on your life's journey.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, yeah, fuck it, let's
yeah,
do it.
yeah. Let's see what happens.
It's awesome. Yeah, I love it.
It's
yeah,
gonna be fun. It's gonna be
yeah,
fun.
that's awesome.
So moved. That move took a couple of months because
Oh,
I was
yeah.
still running a business. So getting really close with Brian and
Yep.
living in his world and seeing that thing and welcome, like I walk in the door, I was like welcome from day one, you
Yep.
know. And then, as your business grows, things happen, and Johnny and I kind of went on our separate ways, still friendly on our separate ways, and my business started growing up, and Johnny's business built up, and then just the stress of having your own fucking business,
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's a lot of work.
So Zach would come down and do photo shoots, and I was running ads in magazines at the time, and Zach would come down and hook me up and do some shoots. And
Yeah, your boy's published too.
Oh, there we go. Professional.
one really great fucking photo shoot. So Jack came up, and it was most likely a Friday night, and Griffith Park in San Diego. It was
Yep.
really beautiful, and double lane street, all the museums around there, and the observatory, and just the park, and it was the road into It's the
road that
Chinatown.
the bridge that goes across the
Right.
163.
right.
It was that.
So he came up the night before. We scouted it out. I had a really fucking bitching 6 foot long, 18-inch deep, 32-inch high oval cabinet with 4 doors, and the top was walnut with a walnut base.
It was gorgeous.
And like hand papered wallpaper on it, curved doors. Fucking like one of those pieces you're like,
Yeah.
I wish I changed those legs. But whatever, we're gonna go with it. It's done. I'm not taking the legs off.
Yeah.
It was done, and I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, the hand custom wallpaper is cool, but those legs are just a little bit raw. I mean, that should be right. Anyway, so Zach and I scouted. We drove around in my truck in the park, and it's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning. A fucking dark out, and Zach's got his little fucking hoodie on. I'm like,
Yep.
looking like we're gonna,
Oh, yeah.
do something. So at one point we're on the main road, and there's a bridge, and there's lights on both sides, and you're kind of going into Little Italy, I think. So the perspective was interesting, and Zach turned around and goes, "That's the shot right there." And it was over a little bit of overpass.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an
Which
archway.
was, archway scanning both museums because it was where all the museums were, like
Yep.
beautiful Griffith Park. Right? He's like, "That's the shot. Well, that's what we'll be here. We're good. Let me take a couple of shots." She's like, "We're good. We can go. We can go right now." So we got up super early, like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or something, and the guys.
He's glazing over the fact that this motherfucker can cook anybody under the table, and he made me the
cook. He's
nicest
Italian.
Italian dinner I've ever had to this day.
It was probably like pesto and sausage because that's the.
This shit was
go-to.
so
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
and like a
It's
little
homemade.
salad on the side, like
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
coming from
That
a
happened.
kid who like never ever got home cooked
Yeah.
shit. It was
That
like
happened.
this shit is it like you could taste every.
It was a hamburger
every-
helper. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It wasn't Jack in the Box.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So it was super early because we wanted to get there before traffic when the light was a certain way, and this was all from Zach. Like I didn't see that. He's like, we should be here about this time because the light's gonna be here. It's not gonna be too much traffic. I mean, there was a couple of times like we put the piece down. It's kind of I don't remember if it was inside the archway was right over it. I don't remember, but we'd have
It was
like,
right like symmetrical. Like if you were standing on top of the piece of furniture, you could look up and see the arch.
so at one point somebody would say like car, and we'd run
Yeah,
the street.
I'm trying to
fucking
remember this
piece.
photo, and I think I do. It's like in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
Middle of the
Yeah, so you
fucking
went down to
street.
San
Yeah,
Diego,
yeah.
and in the middle of the street, just
Yeah.
In Griffith Park.
yeah.
threw a 6-foot cabinet
Just
in the
take a
middle
piece
of the
of
road.
furniture,
we
right?
went fucking
took a fucking
skateboarder style,
photo,
dude.
Yeah, I remember Zach kind of telling me some stuff about this a couple years ago.
I have the magazines
Yeah.
at the tattoo
I'll
shop
have to see it. I
with the
wanna see it
pictures
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so the whole thing I'm moving it and then have to move it back, and Zach's like, no, it's got to be over a little bit more. Let's move it over
Yeah.
where it was, and you take photos, and that whole thing happened, and we throw it back in the truck, and we didn't have permits, or we just were like,
course,
let's just
yeah,
go,
yeah.
Fuck
let's just go
permits.
right there.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if at one point somebody came over or we were done. I don't remember how we left. Like everything was fine. I don't know if someone was like, hey man, or we just were done and we were left, right? So we left.
John just screams Brooklyn at him.
So of course I see the photos when I go to Brian's house because I was going there all the time. It's like my second family, right?
Yep.
First family, and I'm seeing what Zach's doing, and I think correct me if I'm mistaken. I see the photo and it's like the top is like glowing and all the little gold details were kind of fucking glowing, and it was dark and you could see the lights kind of going in the distance, and right. So I think what Zach did was he took many photos and
Multiple
kinda
exposures.
pieced them all together.
It's kind of like what they do in high-end real estate.
Yeah, yeah.
They put the camera on a tripod. You shoot a shit ton of photos, but I'm walking around with a remote trigger so that I can trigger the shutter from anywhere that I want, and I'm holding a flash. So I walked around the piece of furniture and I lit up all different parts that John said.
While holding up traffic.
There was no. This is like 4 a.m.
go with
yeah,
it.
like
Yeah.
4 a.m.
There was one or two times where like a car had come, so John had like one of his helpers with him.
Yeah.
So he had to pick up the furniture and move it. So then we set it back down. I'm like, cool. All those pictures I took are trash now. Because
So
the-
start the
in a
whole
different
process
spot.
over. Yeah,
So I got to do it all over
Know
again.
that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
So we'd set it back up, and then I would just try as quickly as I can. And then so the last one, I got all the photos of the furniture that I needed. So then I was like, well, fuck it. This is like the shot's dialed and done. So then I started shooting flash of the archway and like the other elements in the scene, just in case I wanted to use it in the photo. So the whole photo looks like it's perfectly lit. Like it's crazy. Like when you see it, it looks, you're like, how would you ever get a photo that dialed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's what they do in high-end real estate photos. They'll just multiple exposures and they blend it all together in Photoshop.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow. And what was that photo for?
It was for an ad for a furniture magazine. So I would do monthly.
It was like the Vogue equivalent. This thing is like fucking. It was
yeah,
a
it was
nice
really big
magazine.
furniture magazine, right? But you need advertising, right?
Yeah.
So I think every ad was like $1,500, and and it was monthly, and I had to come up with photos. And thank God, like Zach and Brian, they just kind of hooked me up. It wasn't like much fucking money,
Yeah, yeah.
That shit
One of those
A
photos.
nice pesto and sausage pasta, and,
and
you're
some
good to go.
and some
Shit,
free
we're-
furniture every
let's
once in a
go.
while,
Yeah.
One of those photo shoots and a dirt bike out in some sand took out one of Zach's really expensive camera lenses one time.
That shot was worth it though,
Yeah. Huh?
because Brian was like, Brian, just fucking roost it. And so Brian, he's like, I was like, I don't give a shit, just run it. And so Brian just
Ruining a beautiful piece of furniture.
No, it was
dumps
the
it.
furniture. That wasn't. It was the camera.
Yeah, so Brian dumps the clutch and it's just like spitting rocks and dirt and everything all over it. The photo's
On the
fucking
furniture.
awesome,
Yeah.
but it's just
But
like
also-
I got like a rock to the lens and broke the lens.
The photos are killer.
The photo's
Photos
fucking
are
awesome.
killer.
Yeah.
And there was never like, kind of fuck my lens up.
Yeah, you owe me.
We're
but
just friends
how
doing
we-
that.
No, I
just
don't give
hooking
a
each
shit.
How
other
we
up,
gonna,
being,
like, what do we-
doing
was
what
never-
good friends do.
As much
Of
as
course,
he
I felt
wanted,
bad, and I would talk to Brian and Zach, and they were like, "Hey, man, we're
Yeah, that's what we do.
as much as John wanted
Well,
the
yeah.
photo to be ran in a magazine,
Yeah.
I wanted to take it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's part of the game.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that fucking shot comes out. So at this time, Oh, so the magazine, part of the deal with the magazine was you take ads out, and then you're invited to monthly parties where we're introducing you to designers. And we're going to go, this party is at the appliance manufacturer's showroom. This meeting is, there was never a meeting at mine because it just wasn't fancy enough. It was a shop, right?
Yeah.
So it's like catered lunch and like meeting new people and advertising and talking to people, and that whole thing was part of it, which helped me in my business. I met a really good friend who's an architect that way. So there was definitely always a little controversy with my images because we had another friend taking photos sometime as well. We did a photo shoot. So the shot that Zach took comes out in the magazine. So I have like a little green beanie on and boots, and like we're out in the desert, like my jeans are fucked up, and I'm kind of leaning on this very 50s style 60-inch, 20-inch deep, 30-inch tall rounded cabinet that was it was like Bic lighter blue around the outside with
Hold your phone case up.
doors.
Yes, that was that color. Your phone case.
Your phone case. Second.
Oh yeah, dude.
Hold it
it's
up.
my fucking phone
Oh, okay.
case.
So if they watch the video, they can see what color it was.
Yeah.
And walnut doors with hand cut brass handles, and the slab brass handles that I cut out, and the shape of the handles mimicked the shape of the doors. Like it was like straight and it was kind of curved. Also tapered it a little bit. Very like first TV built-in cabinet 50 style.
Gotcha.
Like
Gotcha.
that,
Okay. Yep.
right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that. So I'm sitting on that in the desert, and there's dust everywhere in the desert. You can't see anything. And I have my hand on my fucking crotch, right? And
Brooklyn.
right? So photos come out, everything happens, everything comes out, right? And magazine comes out, photo shoot comes out. It's in a magazine, so now it's like you're
legit.
It's like legit, but also it was just like, wow, this is fucking.
Well, we were
awesome,
taking photos that were outlandish for that magazine. That magazine was very
This is the
proper.
$1 million like high end like the furniture that John's selling is like 30, 40, 50, 60, $70,000 like for a table.
Yeah.
And these people are in these magazines like fingering through them, and they're buying like just they'll furnish their whole house with this expensive furniture, and they won't even think twice.
Hoity people. Yeah.
It's white people
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Orange County.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
This dude's got his
Which is
hand on
part
his
of why
dick.
he got out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my buddy who runs this design company, a lot of commercial design, but had a really big company. A lot of people. We did a lot of commercial work for him. Super nice. Also a little bit of a friend. I call him one day to talk about a job. I'm like, hey, can I speak to Eric? Hey John, how you doing? Blah blah blah. Cool. My buddy gets on the phone. He goes, how'd that ad get in there? You're holding your dick. How'd that happen? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I just ran it and they were fucking cool with it.
Wow.
He's like, you know what they call you around our shop? It's the crotch shop. Awesome.
You're like the bad boy of high end
Awesome. It
furniture.
was super fucking awesome. So over a couple of bottles of whiskey with Foster one day, he decides. So Foster always had a farm, Brian, right? Always had a fucking farm. So he decides definitely during a whiskey night.
You're gonna blame this on this is my decision.
Whiskey weekend, party weekend with the whole
Yeah.
crew, right? He's like, we should do a furniture show. We should do a furniture book. So at the time, Blurb was out, right? So Brian and Zach would help me like put all this shit together, and Brian, they were really smart about the computer aspect of it and getting a really nice catalog. Like my catalogs were like $110 Blurb books that were fucking really nice, right?
Super high end.
Yeah. So the first time I'm sitting down and like Brian's doing Photoshop and doing all this editing, and I'm just kind of amazed about all that because I was a hands guy. I didn't understand anything else. Like, give me a piece of wood or give me something, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, we should do a book on farm animals and furniture. And again, we looked at it, we're like, yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
Right. So go down to Brian's house in his garage. Again, friends, right? No money at stake, no money involved, no conversation money. He white paints or white epoxies the floor in his garage, 2-car garage. So that can't be easy. That probably costs a couple $100. Just fucking did it because it's gonna look cooler.
Yeah.
Most likely a backdrop. I think there was a curved backdrop, right?
Yeah, we had a white backdrop. We created a white
White room.
studio. Yeah.
Yeah, seamless.
So one of the pieces was like a 6-foot double book, like book match slab walnut, super fucking Nakashima with hand cut, like solid wood, like 3x5s, hand cut mortise and half lapped, like holding this base face holding his
You make
fucking
furniture
table
sound sexy.
I know.
super
dude.
sexy, dude.
Damn.
Super like
Hard on
fucking
right now.
hand
I'm gonna
playing.
stare at some cabinets when I get home. I
Every
got a Cortese
keys,
at my house.
like the works, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there in no shoes with socks and pants and a white shirt, and Brian's horse is next to me, like leaning over the table. There's a bunch of food on the table.
Yeah.
And I have like I'm holding the horse, right? And I'm like, all my strength. I'm like, this guy's way stronger than me, right? Holding the horse over the table.
And John's not a horse guy. He comes from Brooklyn.
Yeah, dude, that kind of stuff is like, that's kind of
The cops ride horses out there.
so that, and then like brought the Ram in the garage. He was Ram wasn't very happy about being in the fucking garage, you know. At one point, like the horse,
We have some of the craziest furniture pictures with all these crazy animals.
So
in
I
a white
think
room.
the horse came in, and when the horse first got in there, you know, horse walked in. It's like,
What am I doing here?
so 'cause I think the fire engine came by, or like there was a ambulance or something a couple of blocks away, and the horse got a little spooked and kind of doing. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
what's going on? So Brian's like, I'll be right back. So Brian jumps on the horse, rides him down the block, rides him back,
Gets him
walks
tired.
in. He's like, we're good now.
Yeah,
we're good.
yeah.
We're good, dude. Just
We had to go have a conversation.
Yeah.
we're good.
I had to take him out back.
So all these just incredible hysterical photos, and then man, there was one oh so the horse table made an ad in the magazine. It made a fucking ad, and
So you just basically changed the game of this magazine.
so I'd go into these meetings once a month, like get-togethers with 15 or 16 people, you know, designers and whatever, and they're like, so I'm like, yeah. It's like, how the fuck did you? I'm like, my buddies and whiskey. That's me kind of. That's
Just
how
get
it.
shit done.
That's how it
Yeah.
all worked out, you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm going
was
to see some of
fun.
these pictures.
Super fun.
I got
super fun.
a few of the. Obviously, I have I didn't save them all, but I have a couple of the ones that I had that I shot.
Some of that's probably on your Instagram, your furniture.
Oh, a lot
Yeah.
of it's.
What's
on
that
my
Instagram
it's,
handle?
At Seventh Designs. SEVENTH Designs.
Yeah. I was looking at it earlier today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you made this furniture, it was under your name.
Seventh Designs, where I grew up. Seventh and
Oh,
Seventh.
okay. So,
that's where
okay.
I grew up. Seventh Designs, right?
So that's always been under that.
yeah.
Gotcha. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting. And so, fast forward, you're keeping doing this. You're
Fast Track 2019.
Yep.
Driving to work one day, I had a super fucking rad old school Jeep that Brian helped me buy. Had a windshield that I left down.
Like military style.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't think it had a roll bar, or we cut the roll bar off. I don't remember, but I drove it without a roll bar, and it was like a sand color and old school, like a two. I had a German.
We're talking like an
gas
old
tank.
military Jeep, like barely legal on the road. He actually got pulled over a couple times because cops would be like, I don't think that's legal. And
Yeah.
then he'd have to put his windshield up a couple times, but we're talking an old school Jeep,
a-
5-speed.
Yeah.
Old
yeah.
like
yeah.
German military can with gas in the back.
You got to pump the
And,
carburetor a couple times to get it running.
Wow.
Brian helped me buy.
It's like some 50
black,
shit, dude.
Yeah.
Black rims and like old school black rims. Everything was super old school, black tires. There was a video that Zach shot that we were cruising in San Diego, and Zach's got the camera out. Super fun. That's on my Instagram as well. That's super fucking dope. Oh, that was the day that Brian shaved my head too. That's another fucking story.
A bet's a bet.
And I would clean it with like not a Scotch-Brite, but like the green, like when I would wash it, I would like the green bristle to kind of super fucking dull, and I painted the inside, scraped off with a 1-inch scraper, like the entire inside had like a bed liner kind of material. Not well done and definitely old, but I had to scrape all that off with like a hand scraper. I roll into my shop, take the seats out, do whatever, you know.
You went
with the
Japanese
miner.
woodworker violin style on it.
Yeah. It sounds like
Yeah,
it.
and then painted the interior like almost an original orange. It's cool, right? So, yeah, that was a fun fucking time. That was a fun. Definitely got pulled over a few times. You know, sometimes the cops, like I'd be in San Diego driving, and music was always blasting.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say blasting. It wasn't at a bad level, but it was louder than it probably should.
There was no doors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and no window and no.
Yeah. The music. You can hear the music.
Like I was sitting out there, right?
Yeah.
And I would drive in San Diego and just drive and try to get lost and kind of figure shit out. And still learning like clutch and still learning all that shit. Running out of gas like every once in a while and dealing with that.
Chopper
And,
shit.
Yeah.
And I was driving up like Point Loma in San Diego, kind of a little bougie, and
A little bougie.
cops coming down. I go up and I'm, fucking music's on and I'm tatted up and all that whole bullshit. Cop swings around and is following me like 2 blocks. I make a right. I might have been going to Johnny's house. I might have been going just driving around. 2 blocks make a right. He makes a right. 2 blocks make a left. He makes a left. I'm like, all right, well, I might as well just pull the fuck over.
Yeah.
Like this.
How much longer are you gonna want to follow me? Yeah.
So I pull over, and being from Brooklyn, I take the keys out and put them on the windshield that's down because the windshield wasn't on it. I was always told, like, if you get pulled over, you take the keys out, put them on dashboard, put your hands on dashboard, and shut the fuck up. Like that's that's what you do, right? So I haven't been pulled many times. Whenever I did, I pulled that out, and the cop would come up, and he's like, everything is super chill right now. So I pull over, take the keys out, put them on. I'm like, I'll just deal with it. Cop pulls up right next to me. He's like, that's the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen, man. I'm like, yes, officer, sir. Thank you, sir. It is, sir. He's like, yeah, man, just be safe driving that around. I'm like, okay, officer, sir, have a good day, sir. And
Yeah.
he drove away, and yeah, it's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, it's always fun how nervous cops can make you.
Yeah. So I was driving that to work one day, and I said out loud in the car, I said, oh, fuck, I hate my life. I just fucking hate it, right? So I got to work that morning, and I thought, well,
It's just stress from making money.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I come from
You know
like
anything
driving
about
in
that?
like beautiful my Jeep in San Diego and driving that in the morning and the lights out and I get to work. And I had a buddy who worked at a event company in LA and I texted him, someone I met in LA that I used to play ball with, known for at the time 15 or 16 years or so, 18 years. And I said, hey man, if I quit my job, if I close my company, would you hire me? I texted him that. My phone rings. He's like, what's going on? What's the matter? What's happening? Who you mad at? Who did something? I'm like, nah, dude, I'm just fucking over it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm in the office. I don't make shit. When I make stuff, it comes out all fucked up because I don't have the time or the patience.
Your heart's
or,
not in it, maybe.
yeah, dude, it's just a
Yeah.
fucking business. And
Hey, at that point, you're just running a crew.
Yeah.
So-and-so, driving to a job site and we're leaving in 2 trucks and the cabinet falls out of the guy driving behind me and I pull over and go, hey man, that's how you tied it down. Oh, I didn't think it would happen as fast. Like, so you knew it was going to happen. You just were hoping we were going to get the job.
Yeah.
And that just felt, so it was that kind of shit,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I said, nah, dude, I'm just over it. I don't want to fucking hear anybody's fucking problems anymore. And I just had a 20-something-year-old designer assistant yell at me on the phone. And I called her back and blasted her. And then I thought, oh, I should be done with this. Like, I shouldn't be in this business anymore, I think I said something like, listen, you're like a fucking day out of design school, and because your boss who you're scared out just yelled you, thinks you can call me and yell at me. Let me fucking tell you something.
Yeah.
I said, I'm older, and I've been doing this longer than you fucking have even thought about it. So that's at that point, I'm like, oh, I should probably not do this anymore because that's not going to work.
If that's
not
the
gonna
way
be,
you're feeling
that's
about
not going to be
it.
good for business.
Yeah.
So I drove down to LA and they offered me a job on the spot. Like I rolled in with my catalogs that Brian helped me put with these beautiful blurb books and like kind of a resume, but not. But Jimmy was a really good friend of mine who ran this company, like ran the shop part of the company.
Yeah.
So they offered me a job and I pretty much got back to San Diego and however long it took I got most of my jobs, the guys who worked for me and finishing whatever jobs we finished, however long that process was, a couple of months it was, and then just packed up and moved to LA. And Brian the whole time was like, yeah, dude, you're just stressed. You're working all the time. You're not doing shit. You're just stressed. You should close that fucking company. She's like always kind of telling me that, right? So I sold I thought, okay, let's just go for it, right? So I sold 75% of my machinery.
Yep.
I gave half my books, half my clothes away. I got rid of 2 vehicles. I had the Doka and the fucking badass Jeep. So I got rid of both of those. I closed 2 email accounts. I literally went through my phone and thought, I call you more than you call me, so you're gone. And I just kind of did that whole...
Just cut out the fat.
Yeah, got rid of 85% of my furniture and just kind of like moved back to LA and thought, oh, well, let's just fucking try this,
Yeah.
So the good thing is it was steady work with a steady income. Not great at the time, but it was steady income. So coming from owning your own business where you just don't know, oh, okay, I got to find $28,000 by Friday. Like, let's try to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
So steady income, living in LA. It's kind of cool because I was now back there working for another person. So I wasn't always stressed when I was in LA. Now it's like, well, if it takes me an hour to get someplace,
I get paid by the hour. Fuck it.
yeah. And then even like still working really hard, running a big crew, like running
Yeah.
a crew of about 45 guys. The event company had about 100 people working, and it was a full-on carpentry staff, paint staff, off-site warehouse, 2 buildings, trucking staff, painters, you know.
And what does this company do?
So they do events, private event, like if you go to Mission Impossible premiere on the Intrepid,
Yep.
they did that.
Gotcha.
Like they do all the tenting and the lighting, and their subs do. Part of their company had a swag side to it, which they did all the advertising and the fucking all the swag and gave away. So
Gotcha.
huge company,
Gotcha.
huge company. All
Like
the
they
big
would
premieres.
build. What was the big Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah, so
Like Game of Thrones opens in New York. They
Mm-hmm.
build all that here in California, put it on shipping trucks, ship it all out there, and then put the crew on airplanes and fly them out there.
some
to
of the crew,
install it,
some of
you
the
know?
crew, like the head guys would come.
Crazy stuff.
And that was the first month. The first month I was there. Now just closing my business. Now living in LA, living out of boxes. Still kind of
Figuring
learning
things
that.
out. Yeah.
I was living at a friend's, my upholsterer friends. I was living at their house in LA, like until I found a place. My buddy's like, hey, we're gonna fly to New York. So my buddy ran the department, the carpentry shop, the scenic shop. I was his second, who ran. I made sure that everything he told me to do fucking got done.
Yep.
And there were part of the times he's like, you don't really need to tell me everything. Just make sure that fucker's done on the boat, like on the truck, or installed properly.
Yep.
You know, I'm on a need to know basis.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it
And
was
that's
that.
when all of his mafia stuff he learned from working at the comic book store came back in.
Yeah,
So
right,
then,
right.
So then that whole life starts.
Yeah.
So pros and cons, right? So we fly to New York the first day that we land. So my thing is, hey man, we're going to go to New York, and then you can take 2 extra days and stay with your family. You know, I was going to stay with my family because it didn't cost them anything, and then just come back, get a little family vacation. You know?
Yeah.
So I go to New York the first day, 30 Rock installing this whole huge Game of Thrones across the street. We subcontracted a 25-foot throne that was made in foam. All right, so that whole shit going on. First day was 26 hours. And I'm like, hey man, is this
What the fuck?
is this kind of, he's like, oh yeah, dude, this is kind of
Welcome to Hollywood.
Welcome
Yeah.
to Hollywood,
Welcome to
right?
Hollywood.
So fast paced, too much work. Didn't agree with all the politics. Coming from my own shop where it was like classical music was playing, and it was like, hey man, here's a coffee table. I'm going to give you 3 days to make this coffee table,
Yeah.
or this table, you know, whatever the case may be, right? 2, it doesn't really matter what it looks. It's just got to look like it's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And
It's
this
got to
shit's
sort of be a coffee table.
And this
Yeah,
shit, and then we're gonna throw it out.
Yeah.
And then throw in the big huge dumpster outside. And
Yeah.
then as that's happening, you're working on another show, and that's happening. So my desk would be like 7, 8, 9 clipboards of shit that's happening all around the same time. So
Which this sounds like it goes completely against your training, your
as far as possible.
Yeah, because you're going from something where you want to be able to visually see the quality into something that literally doesn't need to have any quality. It just needs to stand on its own over there, and then we're
Throw it
throwing
in
it
the
away.
trash.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody's going to set a glass of champagne on it or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
John's told me about some crazy amounts of waste. Like, didn't you have a project where you covered the front of Caesar's Palace?
Oh, front of the Caesar Palace, because it was like I don't know if it had something to do with the draft or something. But so we're making studio walls, right? So they're like 1x3 framing, really light construction, really light duty, with a really thin piece of plywood on the face of it, nailed together, relatively square,
Relatively square.
relatively
yeah.
straight, relatively.
Give or take a half inch.
Most of the time, enough nails in there. Sometimes not always, and they would be wrapped in canvas. And this was like 30 foot tall, covering the whole front of the building because they didn't want to see the facade in the background of their hero shot.
Wow.
Shit like that, right?
Make all these walls for weeks.
Yeah.
Use them for one photo
Yeah.
and throw them on the
That's
trash.
Most of them are trash, but a lot of stuff we built was straight, not custom sizes. So we just bring that back, and we had a warehouse that stocked that shit. You know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
So it was like some custom stuff thrown into this, but still, tremendous amount of work, right?
Yeah.
even if something's not custom, you're still making it, so it's still fucking pretty fucking custom.
Yeah,
But
and
you're
how
still
did that
making
work
it.
for you, coming from a mindset and skill set of like you're proud of everything that you're basically
Hated
doing?
it.
Yeah,
Hated it.
that's
Hated
to
it.
be a rough one.
So so my introduction in the shop is about, I don't know, the main shop had 35 guys with truckers coming in and out and other shit happening.
Yeah.
35 guys, and then 4 or 5 of the art team, 7, 8 producers, a big rolling fucking thing, rolling bigger and faster. So
Yeah.
I come from San Diego to work for my buddy Jimmy, just because Jimmy would work for me once in a while. Like I would hire him when he was out of work, and we just knew each other. He knew my furniture. So
Yep.
I rolled into that shop with no experience in the scenic world.
Yeah.
None. Asked me how to make a wall. I don't know what things were called. All
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of crazy shit, right? So I rolled into that environment, being the top guy. So things weren't really friendly in the beginning.
Oh yeah, they didn't like you at
They
all.
didn't like me at all.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was Spanish speaking. I didn't know a lick of Spanish. Some guys only spoke Spanish. Some guys spoke both.
Yeah.
But it was that environment and that kind of culture.
Been there. I've been in that exact environment.
So I roll in and it's like, who the fuck is... I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It was obvious I
Yeah.
didn't know what I was doing,
Yeah.
So slowly over time, like I remember the head dog, Pepe, the head dog in the shop.
Yep. It's always Pepe.
No one fucked with Pepe.
Yep.
Pepe didn't understand English,
Yep.
maybe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was always Pepe. He was the
Yeah.
head dog. So where my fucking office was, I look out this big window and like, I don't know, I look at my office and I don't know, 2:00, Pepe's table. Pepe could turn around and look at me. I can lift my head and see Pepe.
Yeah,
He's fucking top dog. Nobody fucks with him. Everybody else kind of fucks around a certain time.
Yeah.
Pepe had the one chop saw. That was kind of his, wasn't his chop saw, but
It was kind of his chop saw.
no one else really used it.
Yeah,
No one
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of.
They knew not to use Pepe's chop saw. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so some guys are cutting. They're doing a drop cut in like a 20-inch wall that had siding on it already, and they're doing a drop cut because now the client changed it to put a window in. So they're trying to do a drop cut. I'm at my bench doing shit, kind of running the office, but also at my bench, like making models and samples for things, right? So I hear this, when a machine's not running right. All of us know when a fucking machine
Yeah.
is not running correct, like any
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
motor. So I hear this little weird thing happening. I'm thinking like, what fucking tool, like what's that about? So I look over and I see these guys trying to do something, and I'm like, they just weren't know what they were doing, which is cool. So I walk over. Now the whole time fucking Pepe's on my, like, now he's at like 3:00 where I'm standing with these guys on. And Pepe's seeing this whole thing happen, but Pepe's like,
Yep. Yeah. Let's see how this plays
if anybody asks me, I'll show them, but otherwise I'm just fucking banging my workout, high quality. Nobody fucks with Pepe, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I talk to the guys and they tell me what I'm going to try to do. And it was the instant, well, if this was designed properly, it wouldn't have been. I'm like, okay, I understand that.
Yep.
So I go get my tools. So we basically, I took some drills. Brian and I just did this 2 fucking days ago. I put some big drill holes through the siding,
Yep.
and then did a track saw and cut the thing out, and then put a router on it and clean anything else that happened. So I did all this shit, right? Being brand new in the shop, like in the shop a month. And I'm under the table, I got my head shield on, kind of doing all my shit. Everybody's kind of looking around, and I kind of do that. I show them, and I'm sitting there and I'm explaining why and showing them how the correct way to use a router and which way you use it, left or right, all this kind of shit. Finish this whole thing up. I get off the floor. I turn around. Fucking Pepe standing across the piece. He looks at me. He shakes his head up and down. Yes. He walks away. And I'm like, we're cool.
You just got Pepe's approval.
Pepe and I are cool.
Yep. Yep.
So from that day on, like I would go up to Pepe because, I want to make sure things are correct, right? So
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of the guys, you go up and show them what to do. And you're like, hey, this is what we need to build. This is the bigger project. You need to do 5 of these. Make sure this is this and make sure this is this. And this is a really important detail. And don't worry about this and this, right? So you
Yeah.
do that. I'd go up to Pepe and I'd hand him. I always have I'd come in the morning and figure out everybody's work and took a picture of what they were working on with a size clip to it with labels on it that they were finished. They would label the back of what they worked on. So all set up. And I had names, and Pepe had always the longest pieces, the hardest pieces. And then I wrote, that's how my day started, right?
Yeah.
You got to chaperone 15, 20 people. So I'd walk over to Pepe's bench. I'd hand it to him. I go, hey, Pepe, do you have any questions? And he always had the hardest shit. And he's like, no, I'm good. All right, cool. Just let me know when you're done. And that was our conversation. I went there, and when he was like 90% done, I could kind of see, like I could catch his eye from my window.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, I know his routine. He's going to finish what he does. He's going to sweep the floor really quickly. He's going to take a little drink. He's going to like shake it out a little bit. And then his motherfucker's going to look at me and expect something. Right?
Yeah.
So he starts doing his process. I'm like, all right, Pepe. So I grab the next thing. I open my door up and I start walking across him. And he would turn around and I'd be walking to him. I'm like, here you go, dude. Do you have any questions? And he'd look at it. He's like, nope. I'm like, all right, I'll talk to you later. And that was my relationship with him. It was great.
Wow.
Yeah. So doing this job.
Did that approval from Pepe though get like better approval from the other
Everyone
guys
else,
as well?
because they saw us kind of talking a lot,
Yeah,
and then I'm a worker.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You work like when the semi would come in to load for New York, sometimes in the rain, sometimes not. I mean, a loading dock, but you're still getting wet.
Yeah.
I'm running the shop.
Yeah.
I could be in my office and do my own things. I'd be in the truck loading fucking walls with everyone. I'm like, nope, this is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask you to do it if I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, you lead by doing, yeah.
Yeah, so that turns into like 80% of the people, 90% of the people okay with, like, I don't know, 50% of the people really okay with you, 25% of the people like, all right, it's not terrible, and the other 25 just don't fucking like you.
Yeah. For no reason.
For no reason, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know, we had these sheets we had to fill out. If someone called out, I had to fill a whole form out, get it signed by HR, do this whole fucking business proper thing, and I would have to submit paperwork. Now, because we were so incredibly busy, sometimes that paperwork wouldn't get to HR in a day, sometimes 2 days, sometimes 3 days. You know, she'd come in my office, she's like, "Hey, Cortese, I need." I'm like, "I know, I'm sorry, I'll get it." So there's some times a guy would call out and do a no call, no show, and she would say, "Hey, did so-and-so come in today?" I'm like, "No, he texted me. I didn't say text. He called me early this morning and told me he wasn't feeling great." I mean, we spoke a little bit. I made it very matter of fact. "Oh, we spoke a little bit last night. He said he wasn't feeling great when he left." So I kind of was assuming. She's like, "Okay, get that paperwork in." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So I go up to the guy and I'm like, "Hey, man, you know when you called me last night? You called me last night, 2 nights ago, and then you called me in the morning and you told me about you being sick. I never filled your paperwork out. Would you mind filling it out for me now? Because I need to get it to Brenda right away."
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Oh, okay, Cortese.
Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah, yeah.
man. I'll fill it out right now." The guy never called me. He just, whatever happened. I'm like, "You're working 70 hours this week. You know what? I'm not going to fucking ride you. Like,
Yeah.
we haven't had a day off in 15 days. You didn't come in yesterday. The world's going to be survive.
Yeah.
So I'd hand the work to the HR, and she knew, but she was like, her brain was like, "I got the paperwork and it's signed."
Yeah,
And everyone's agreed. So she kind of knew, because she would come up to me or she would come up and say, "Hey, so you need to have a conversation with the paint department about blah, 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 blah." And I said, "Is this a conversation you want to know about?" She's like, "I don't need to know anything about this conversation." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'll just go chat them up, you know?"
Yeah.
So it was a lot of that. So I got along pretty much. Everybody was.
How long were you at this place for?
I was there for about 2019. I was there for about 2.5 years. And then there was an opportunity, maybe 3 years. The whole entire time, Brian was like, "You need to fucking quit that place."
It sounded like from day one you didn't like it.
Didn't like
You
it.
just rolled with it.
It got my bills paid off from my company.
Yeah.
It got me into a new situation. First time in my life I was not worried about money. Like I'm like, okay, my bills are going to get paid. Whether I think I'm making enough or not, that's a different story. But my bills are getting paid, right? So I thought, okay, it's not terrible.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm a manager, so pretty much I could do what I want to do within reason.
Yep.
But I'm also working 70. I'm working ungodly hours. So like, my boss Jimmy's like, if you feel like your work is done and you're comfortable where you are today, you can leave whenever the fuck you want. So sometimes I would leave. I would do like a 1 hour like light gym lunch, which was good, and then come back to the shop. And it was like, as long as everybody had some shit to do, right?
Yeah.
So the whole entire time, friends with Brian and some friends of Zach and friends, and they're like, "You need to quit that fucking place. It's terrible. Like you're miserable. You don't look good. You're fucking unhappy. You're just nasty. You're doing stupid shit, dating people that's just not right. Just
a little destructive, maybe.
Living that LA lifestyle.
Yeah.
For
Leading to
sure,
some
right?
destructive tendencies.
For sure.
Yeah.
So opportunity comes up. I took a trip to Italy with my family, met my family there. I spent a little time with my niece alone in Rome for about a week, and then went to another little island where stayed on my great grandmother's property in a little island in Italy, right? So stayed there for 7, 8, 9 days, and just kind of. At one point, my niece was there, who I'm super close with. My brother Frank, and 2 nieces are there. 2 cousins are there. In Stromboli, they've kind of grew up there. So we're sitting there one day, and we're
Do you
playing.
speak Italian?
Don't speak Italian at all, which they were not happy with in Rome. They were not fucking happy with that. So we're playing cards. I'm playing solitaire. We're playing cards. We're drinking, making nice meals every day, drinking Aperol Spritz all fucking day long, having gummies every once in a while on the sly, and I'm hearing my brother talk to my sister and my cousins talking and all the stuff they do. And, oh, this was really fun. And this was a fun event. And we saw Aunt Mary and blah, blah, blah. And my niece looked at me. She's like, why don't you move back to Brooklyn? And what was happening was the company I worked for had a shop in Staten Island, which is like a borough. So it's about an hour from city, right? They had a warehouse. So they were kind of throwing the idea about making that a real shop. So she's like, why don't you move back to Brooklyn? And I thought, okay, yeah.
There's your thread.
There it is. Yeah.
I'm like,
why don't you do? Okay.
yeah, let's just do it, right?
Yeah.
So the whole time with Dave's help and Brian's help, I was like thinking more about mindfulness and thinking about like, well, what's really important. And one thing Brian always said to me when I was in my furniture life and like 1540 life, he would always say to me, so if we're old and we're sitting in the fucking rocking chair and we're rocking back and forth talking about our life, are you going to worry about that one piece of something that someone did that was wrong, or that pillow that was
When you
forgotten?
want to change the legs on.
Or are you going to think about, man, I wish I just would hang out one more day with Brian, or one more day with my buddies, or do something fucking fun. Like I always thought about that, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm miserable where I am. The only thing that really held me to Brooklyn was a few friends, Brian being one of them. And I thought, well, I don't see him now because I fucking never have time to go out there.
Yeah.
So maybe, I mean, we had many conversations about it. Maybe I would see him more on more intense times, and maybe we would talk more on the phone because we don't have that connection, right? So had the opportunity to be back with my family, had the opportunity to live back in the house where I grew up, had a steady job at the time, was paying me, had little golden handcuffs on, right? They were paying me pretty well. Going back to run my own shit. I can open shops. I know how to do that shit, right?
Yeah.
All expenses paid. They move all my clothes, my truck, and move everything back. So.
Oh, you didn't even have to pay to them for the move.
No, dude.
Oh, perfect.
So
timing.
Big company.
Yeah, perfect.
Huge
timing.
company. So we shipped. So found a shop in Brooklyn. Really cool. Because I was like, I know where I'm going. So I'm gonna push for a cool location. Like they were talking about New Jersey, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll really go and I'll help set the place up and I'll go back. Because what I was really trying to do was work on 6 months there, 6 months here.
Yeah.
I was trying to work on an apartment there and running a shop and that was the ideal, right?
Yeah, have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So the day they came to pick the CNC machine up, it was like a 50-something foot wide bed, flat bed, right?
Yep.
Not sure about the size of it. So I get an email that goes to me and Johnny, who my good buddy who ran the trucking company, and HR is on it. And it's like, hey, the heavy machinery truck is leaving today. So anything you need to get on, it should be at 1818 by 3:00. So homeboy was telling me, drive your truck there, drive that bitch on, and no one's going to know. And it's just going to end up in Brooklyn.
Oh, wow.
So that's like $2,000 or something. I think I checked it. I think it was like $2,000.
Yeah, for sure.
To
Easy.
drive your truck, right?
If not more.
So I'm like, copy that. And I left and I got my truck and drove it up there. My boy Johnny helped me drive it up there. And I shook the woman's hand. I said, I'll see you in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Because I was flying there the next day.
Yeah. Because they contracted the truck to just take the CNC router by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right?
there was room
So
on
why
it.
not?
Yeah, that's perfect.
So did the whole move, that whole craziness, sold all my furniture except 2 pieces that I just couldn't part with because they were just fucking perfect. Perfect, right? Nothing I would have changed about them. So those fuckers were coming with me.
Yeah.
Right? So got rid of more tools, gave Brian a bunch of shit like, hey man, these are yours right now. And Brian was like, hey man, anything you want to leave here, just leave here. Like camping gear or whatever, right? So sold most stuff. We had a couple of semis going back and forth to New York to help get the shop started, like because we were moving machinery back. So I took all my personal tools and I still saved some personal machinery.
Yeah.
So I got all my shit there for free, all my clothes, everything there for free, right?
Wow.
So, yeah, I moved back and started that whole shop and started living that whole lifestyle.
So you're still with the same company today?
No, about 13 months ago, I quit. What? June 28th.
It took 3 years of me going, fuck that place, fuck that place. Fuck
Pretty
that
much.
place."
June 28th.
I mean, and a whole relocation even. But I mean, it seemed like the relocation was in your favor. But
100%.
yeah,
Well, they
I'm
also,
sure.
that company lied. They promised him one thing when he got there. Some crazy stories about
Crazy-
a whole different
crazy sh-
situation
crazy
he was
shit.
in.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
But
happened.
you still got that shop up and running. You fixed everything.
Yeah.
You,
Yeah.
you hired
So,
your replacement. Like
a big
everything.
part of the problem was they've had a shop in 13, 14, 15 years in LA, in New York, Staten Island. That was kind of like a warehouse / shop. The only jobs they would do is a wall that's been wrapped with maybe a column. That's kind of where their skill set is. Like
Gotcha.
nothing negative. It's just that kind
Yeah,
of shop.
that's just what they do.
So when I got there, so they never had a license. They never had a legal license to be selling in New York City.
oh.
They were renting a shop from a tent guy who they got all of their work. You know, a lot of fucking shit going down.
Yeah.
So there never was really like there was just, I don't know how the fuck it was happening, but it was happening. So when I get there, now it's legit. Now there's lawyers and there's HR involved, and there's like, I have to follow strict fucking rules because now it's a bigger shop, more money, a
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
footprint, storage space, like that whole big thing's happening, you know? So not making furniture in LA and driving it there because it's more costly because we know the guy's there who's going to fucking do it. My buddy's like, yeah, he can do it. No problem. Right.
Yeah.
Everyone felt like I could do it. I can do it. I did do it. So I moved back. Now there's rules. Now there's like, hey man, you can't smoke a joint in the shop at lunchtime. You just fucking can't do that shit.
Yeah.
You know? So I had to sit down, write an email to HR and my boss, send it off, put it in a file, get on with my day. Right. So, and also having to do everything, having to do fucking everything. Right. Funny thing is the CNC machine we sent back there, I knew it didn't work and I had to deal with getting it fixed, like hiring a company to come out, like hiring the manufacturer to come out and do it. But I just still had to do it. Not knowing anything about CNC, like how it's supposed to be set up, not knowing anything about it. So
Yeah.
I kind of put that project on the side because I'm like, I'm too fucking busy because I'm doing the office,
Yeah.
making things that now we're making fancier things. So I'm doing it.
So how
and
many
my-
people do you have at this place at that time?
There was probably 2, 4, 6, 8.
Okay.
8 people.
Gotcha.
One work thought extreme opposite everybody else. So me, I was on my page. There was one guy in the shop who actually was happy I was there. Everybody else was fucking miserable,
Gotcha.
not happy.
And these are all people though from
From that company, some of them worked there. One guy who
but
ran
not relocated from California.
Nope.
No,
Right,
people
so
that already at
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
One guy who ran the company was there from day one, and there was another guy there 12 years, a woman there 10 years, and then friends of theirs. So there was a lot going on. Skill set, the type of work they were expected to do was really low quality. So that's where you live in. That's the skill set.
Yeah.
So now I rolled in with this different mentality of like, nobody has workbenches? What do you mean nobody has workbenches? It's like 10,000 square foot shop, and there's not a, how do you make
Yeah,
shit?
what are they working on? The floor?
Right? So sawhorses with some plywood on top.
Oh, wow.
Or, I'm like, where's the table saw set up? A contractor saw they had a wheel outside. This is the smaller space, like 6,000 square foot. Plenty of space, but it was a warehouse.
Yeah.
So when they would have to
They're
cut
still
something,
storing stuff and things like yeah.
they're stalling it, wrapping it, driving to the job site, screwing it together. Pretty much,
Yeah.
right? So they would have to wheel the contractor saw out in the street and cut shit. I'm like,
Because they don't want the sawdust on the stuff that they're storing.
no, because they don't have enough space to have a sawdust set up, a saw set up.
wow.
Now, I come from a shop where I had 5 table saws set up.
Yeah.
1,
yeah.
2, 3, 4. I had 4 table setups set all the time. A big slider, a saw for ripping, a saw for cross cutting, and a saw for mitering.
Yeah.
Machinery, like porta cable, heavy duty machinery.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Whatever that fucking Delta brand is, right?
Yeah.
And then a big sliding table saw, right? So I come into this shop with no wonder all your work looks like shit.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Yeah.
Like we were doing a show where we had to do a baseboard molding, a chair rail molding, and a crown molding on walls that were put together. It was like 100 foot long. on like 34th Street in Manhattan with so we had to do that. I had to fly in because they weren't able, they didn't have enough confidence that they could put the molding on straight. Bingo. Fucking red flag. So what I said was in the shop, I'm like, in the shop, you put the molding straight on the ceiling. You come down, you put the molding straight spaced, and the base molding goes on site because you're on 34th Street. You level your walls up. You just figure your base out.
Yeah.
Hide it with carpet, right? Like,
Yeah.
no clue what that fucking meant.
Yeah.
So I had to come in to do that. So now I rolled in. Now I'm living here. I started the shop. Every single day was punishment. Like I'd get punished every day. Like the names they would say, and 4 or 5 different types of music blasting all the time on purpose. It was like, let's get rid of this fucking boy.
Yeah.
And fighting the good fight and being happy being in Brooklyn. Like big part of my life was great. Also, I was kind of thinking differently and seeing differently, and always getting flack about the CNC, pretty much everything. CNC machine's not up yet. CNC machine's not up yet. Why isn't that machine up yet? I'm like, I don't have time.
Yeah. Everything's your fault, basically.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
For something that's been failing for such a long time.
Yeah.
Also, the crew calling me the white slave master's running the shop today.
Oh, fun.
All I could do was email HR, put that out there,
Yeah.
then go back to work.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you can't be on FaceTime. Hey, man, you can't be on FaceTime as you're working.
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
punch out and step outside.
Yeah.
Hold on, babe. The white master's here. I'm going to call you back. Shuts FaceTime and goes, I'm off now. So that's the work environment.
Yeah, no.
Coming from my furniture shop where there's violin music playing, and like when lumber is coming in, I'm grading the lumber like all the A's are mine. Like in what we get walnut pallets in, right? When my shop, all the A's are chalk marker. A is mine. I put it in the section. Nobody's allowed to touch, even to look at it. Like,
Yeah.
don't touch it.
Don't
if
even
you're
look.
near it, put some fucking gloves on it, right?
Yeah.
Then there's B, which is really beautiful for exterior, and
Yep.
then there's like C, which is cut up for smaller things, right? So
Yep.
that's my work life. Like that's like
Yeah.
I would give someone a project. I'd go over. I'd look at the material. I'd choose a material. I kind of figure out the sizes. I'd put the material down. I write on with chalk marker. I would go to one of my guys and go, "This is the piece you need to make. This is how I want this to look. I want this here. I want this here. I want this here. Let me know if you have any questions." Right. So now I go to this environment. Not very healthy at all.
Yeah, no.
Just feeling like I'm gonna be a bitch again. Like I got over that bitchiness, right?
Yeah.
Thanks to friends helping you, right? I'm like, I'm just starting to be that bitchy guy on the train who's fucking mad right now for no reason.
Going right back into it.
Right. So I thought, wait a second. Let's just quit and try something else for a while, right?
So how long did you last at that place when you moved
I was at almost a year.
Okay.
I was needing to buy CNC parts. We would do a lot of lettering, like big logos that were printed that were finished and put on the wall, right? That was a big part of our business. So I started buying CNC from a local guy. Like I was walking up the block one day. I was taking a walk in the neighborhood. I was walking up the block. I heard a CNC machine on in the background. I'm like, oh, that's a CNC machine. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, knock on the door, like, hey guys, you got a CNC machine in here, right? So I started buying parts from them, and shop kind of like a shop, but we do much higher end, much longer lasting, like building out studio. Like we did the World News Tonight set, like we did all the ABC studios, right? World News Tonight, and like
This is the place that you found the CNC machine at?
oh yeah, right. Sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. So one of my times every time I go to picking a CNC up, everything was perfectly laid out. All my stuff was wrapped. It was by the door, the loading dock. Like I walk in and
Like they had their shit together.
shop was relatively clean, not perfectly clean, because you don't want to be in a shop that's too fucking clean.
Yeah.
That's not
That's
right.
why I keep my shop like this.
Yeah. I noticed that when I walked in. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So one of the times there, I was picking things. Oh, I went there one day and we just did college football. So I had a bunch of footballs in my truck, and I pulled in, and the guy Brian who ran the shop, I didn't know, but like we just started throwing the football around in the fucking shop as I'm doing a pickup. I'm like, hey dude, you want that? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I got plenty. Just take it. So one of the times I picked up, I asked him if they were hiring. Right. So one of the guys was the producer, Justin, super cool guy. I thought he was the owner every time I dealt with him. emails were always cool and really clear. And when I asked him about CNC things, he was a nitpicker. He's like, oh yeah, we could do that. That's no big deal, right? So he said, well, we're kind of hiring. Maybe we're like, and he goes, you mind if I ask you what you need to make? I'm like, oh no, dude, I'll tell you, So I told him what I need to make. And he's like, well, golden handcuffs, right? Old company, fucking golden handcuffs on, right? He goes, well, we wouldn't be able to do that. But I'm like, well, can I send you a resume? Never wrote a resume before. Maybe once. Don't really remember. I said, so I sent him my Instagram page from a company that I used, my own company, and a resume that Brian probably fucking helped me write.
Yeah.
So it was perfect.
Yeah.
Right. And then the website for the company I'm working, which is a huge company, like fucking huge company. So telling him I'm running that shop, Brian played up all the important things about they paid you to move cross country and a set like that kind of shit.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You're the fucking man.
Right. So
Yep.
I send him I get an email a couple of days later. Yeah, Michael, the owner, would like to meet. I'm like, I can make any day work. That day before that, I get text message, email. I'm like, hey, sorry, like tomorrow's off because I'm like, I understand. You guys are running the business.
Yeah.
So like a month goes by. I email them. I say, hey, just checking in. At this time, I'm like 90% done. The other company, 90% fucking done, right?
Yeah, you just need that window.
I just need something to push it over. Like, I know it's all fucked up. I've complained. They haven't given me what I wanted. I'm stressed out. I'm overworking. All that kind of shit, right? They don't respect me. I don't respect them. What the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
Right? So I text them, and Justin responds, oh, yeah, we still want to meet. Sorry, we've been super busy. How about meeting at the bar? Like, he named a bar in the neighborhood. And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll meet you guys at the bar, right?
Yeah.
Which was 3 blocks from my shop, 5 blocks from their shop. Roll into the bar, sit down, not really drinking, but I'm like, well, I'll have whiskey right now. So I order whiskey, drink a little bit. So evidently they looked at my Instagram page, my resume, that fucking Brian was a big part of my Instagram page, my fucking catalogs that of course Brian was involved in, and the website for this company I work for. So the owner turns around and goes, well, basically we want to hire you. We just got to find a spot. How do you feel about that? I'm like, oh, the job meetings at the bar.
Yeah.
You guys are cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
As long as you don't want me to make resumes or
Let's-
Instagram pages.
Let's
Isn't
chat
that
about
the bar
right?
that guy ended up owning
Okay,
that bar too?
right, right.
He owns the wood shop and the bar.
Oh, wow,
Right.
wow.
So we had that little chat, and he goes like, listen, we want to find a place for you. What do you want? And I said, I just want to be working in the shop that I'm really happy in, and I'm respected, and I respect the people, and I just want my life to be as easy as possible. Of course, I understand it's a business, and we'll work those extra hours, and it will suck, but I just want to. So he's like,
The respect thing's a huge thing.
1,000.
Yeah,
more
yeah,
than
yeah,
anything
yeah.
else,
That
right?
makes most of it.
More than one, yeah. So he's like, well, so financially, there's no way we can meet that number. I said, well, let's just keep chatting about it like I'm interested. So I finished my drink, and he's like, hey, you want another one? I'm like, oh, no, I'm good. Like, he goes, it's cool, dude. I own the place. Right? With no attitude. There was no fucking like,
Yeah,
I own
yeah,
the
yeah.
place.
You get what
'Cause
you
as,
want. Yeah,
as soon
yeah.
as he walked in, like, he was joking with the bartender, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you're kind of saying nothing rude, but I'm like, that's kind of,
Yeah, he comes here often.
you guys really know each other, right?
Yeah.
So then he's like, oh, she works for me as well. Like Mo works for me as well in the shop, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is cool. This guy's cool. It was a cool bar. Lots of visually it was a really nice bar in a cool neighborhood. Like a lot of brass details, just a lot of really good details. So I thought, okay, this could work. It was so cash. So I met with them. They offered me a job. Not running the shop, but right before that, something fucking tragic happens at this old company. Tragic. This was I gotta go moment.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So one of the kids who was working there, who was problem from day one. It's about a year in now. He's worked there a few months longer than me. Who's a really good friend of the fucking ringleader who runs the who's
the major asshole.
the troublemaker.
Yeah, yeah. They're Pepe.
Right. No. Pepe was no.
Oh, yeah, Pepe was a good one.
Like couldn't do anything, but she was.
Yeah.
It was her buddy. Like couldn't do anything. Like just that troublemaker. She was
Yeah.
hey, we're working for the white slave master today. Like that's her, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I get a text message from the VP, who didn't like me very much, who's based in LA. We didn't like each other at all.
Yeah.
Right. I tried not to say anything negative about him, but I still think about him. And some days,
Oh man.
that day will happen, motherfucker. But thank you. Right. But thanks for pushing me on to the next thing, you little prick. God, I just lost my train of thought right there. I went into
The tragic thing.
I went into different. I get. I met my brother. My brother's Staten Island. I'm at his house in the pool. Like this
Yep.
is cool. Like my oldest brother who's retired. Who's like, he's always been like the guy for me. Like he was a good brother. Like he was like the solid guy. Totally different. Couldn't be more different. But like the solid fucking guy. Like, so we're at his house and Memorial Day. My sister's there in the pool, like doing the whole pool party thing. And my sister's there and some fans around. We're fucking eating and cooking a big Italian. Like we're just kind of going at it. Right?
Yeah.
I get a text message that said, so-and-so is not going to be able to, Teddy is not going to be able to fulfill his work obligations. So can you try to find a replacement for him? Right. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of, well, I'm not calling you. It's fucking, I'm on holiday. Like I'm not calling you. We'll just deal with the shit in the morning. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. It's kind of weird and fucking odd. From the VP with HR on it on a holiday. HR's on it. I'm like, this is,
It's odd. Yeah.
it's fucking odd. Like,
Yeah. Aren't
this
you guys
guy,
also on holiday? Yeah.
Yeah, this guy would never. There wouldn't be any kind of love, like happy holiday to you. There's no love between us, right? So it's kind of fucking odd. But like, whatever. Who gives fucking cares? I'll go outside, smoke a joint, come jump in the pool. Everything will be cool, right? So I get a text message from one of the other guys who works there, who is also a friend of the ringleader. Everybody was kind of tied in, and he says, I call him back, and I go, "What's up, dude?" He goes, "Did you hear about Teddy?" I'm like, "Nah, dude, I didn't." Now this is the guy who's worked in the shop 5 days a week, who I've had issues with, and there's times I've had to ask him to clock out and go home because he would do the "you're not my fucking dad" kind of deal, right?
Oh, fun.
HR departments, man,
Yeah.
yeah, never mind.
So in the Marines, who always would say to me, I was in the Marines.
Okay.
I have like my best friend in the world is in fucking elite in the Marines. And the one thing he doesn't walk around saying is, I was in the Marines. Right?
Yeah.
It's just, right. So he was that fucking guy, right? So everything was a problem. So it turns out the night before, so he's living in a bad neighborhood with his mom who's got her fucking problems. Unfortunate.
Yep.
Dad has never been around. He's got 2 young kids with a woman who he had sex with, who now they're trying to be together. She was much younger than him. He's 32, she's 28. A lot of shit going on. Living in a fucked up neighborhood, not making any money, not being treated with any kind of respect. I mean, I respect him at work, but
Yeah.
she's trying to move away with the kids and he doesn't want it happening. And they have a fight the night before. 10 o'clock in the morning, he has an argument with her. He walks into the cupboard, opens up the door, pulls the gun out, shoots her in the head twice, stomps on her face. Mom and the kids are fucking right there. What? Stomps on her face, shoots himself in the head and kills himself.
Oh, Jesus.
So that was so I'm digesting that, right? Okay, so I'm like, well, I guess we'll figure that shit out in the morning at work. Like, well, so I roll in the morning. Of course, everybody knows. Like, I roll in, and as I'm parking, people are coming out. I'm like, hey, yeah, dude, of course I fucking know, right? Before this whole thing happened, they hired someone to help me in the office, kind of be my co-worker. The VP, Dwayne, motherfucker. The VP hired him to come in and help me.
Keep an eye on you.
So that situation wasn't gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
they were doing like super dick moves, and John would run it by me, and I'd be like, "No, man, they're just being assholes to you right now. That guy's trying to push you out of the company."
Yeah.
Which was cool because that's what I needed. Even though Brian's been telling me for years, Brian was like, "You should get fired from the place. You should get fucking fired from the place." But my person wasn't wouldn't let me do that.
Oh yeah.
So I roll in and I go to the guys. We have a little chat. The guy who was supposed to help me, who ended up replacing me, another motherfucker, but that's okay. I go up to the guys. We have a big meeting in the shop, right? And I said to all the crew, So by this time, I've let go. We were able to let go with all the legal and all the documentation I was doing. We were let to go. I was 75% of the old crew was gone.
Gotcha.
I moved a new crew in, which was a little too small, but they were newer guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we got along because there was a fucking job to them, and I was the boss, and that's just the way it was. You
Yeah,
know?
you
And
want-
I'm a super cool boss too, you know. But that was just the way it was. There was no old baggage. There was no slave master bullshit happening.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So I email HR and the VP and my boss, and I said, hey, I really feel like we need to get in some therapist or something like. Oh, so before that, I roll into the shop. I have a conversation with the guys. I'm like, listen, guys. However you guys want their day to roll out today. If you guys want to work, that's cool. If you want to just kick it, you're getting paid for the day. If you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
take a
yeah.
walk, you want to get some, however the fuck you guys want to work today, I'm totally cool. I'm going to give you some work today to do. If you guys don't want to do it, I'm fine with that. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, let's just figure this shit
Yeah,
out.
some
Like,
shit went down.
if you guys want to sit in the break room all day and eat and chat and drink coffee, I'm cool with that too. Everybody's getting paid. No one's going to know. Don't worry about it. Like, we're cool. So I go into my office, Pat's sitting right there, and he's like, that was really cool. You did that. I'm like, yeah, dude, this is crazy, right? Email HR and my boss and the VP, and I said, hey, I really feel like we need to show the crew that we support them and get a therapist in here or something. Like, we
Yeah.
got to figure some shit out. Major company. Billions and billions, like millions and millions and millions and millions of fucking dollars. Like, we need to, like, hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s of Amazon bills a month, right? We need to get someone in here. HR's response is, Dwayne is going to be there in a few days for a show. So he'll just chat with everybody. And if anybody's not feeling good and they want to leave early, let them leave. And I called her and I'm like, that's it?
That's the answer?
That's what we're doing? Yeah, Dwayne will be there. I'm like, Dwayne? Like, what? Like, this guy's not even a good producer. He's going to talk to these guys about someone just killed himself? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I could have got shot in the head when I was having an argument with this guy. Like, this is just fucking, you know. So that was like, okay, I need to. So I spoke to the other company. And I said, hey, you know, I'm leaving this place, and I wonder if you want to hire me. So they hired me to come in and kind of work under the boss, like under the shop manager,
Gotcha. Yeah.
this
yeah.
dude, Brian, you know? So that was that whole transition, you know.
How quickly was it from that moment that you were out of there?
Oh, like a couple of weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
just like a
because
fuck
I was
this.
I was close. I was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
close, and then I gave them a month's notice, of course, you know, and part of that time I had vacation time tied up coming to Brian. So I'm like, this is gonna be fucking perfect. I'm gonna work for a couple of weeks. I'm gonna work for a couple of weeks, make sure all my invoicing, like I would email HR and my boss and the accounting department. Like we had 8-9 accountants, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had to explain every hour and every dollar that week where it went, right? So I emailed them all. I'm like, hey, I don't know if you know this, my last day is blah, blah, blah. Do I owe you anything? But this is where it's at, right? So I worked for 2 weeks on that, went away for about 10 days, came back for 4 days, totally just fucked around and got my shit ready to leave, and then just kind of walked out the door, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I was cool with everyone's like, what up to Dwayne, that motherfucker. And I said, hey, dude, it was good working with you, like, peace out.
Yeah.
Wish you well. And he said the same bullshit to me that,
Yeah.
like,
Same lie.
same bullshit, Then I walked out the door and I'm like, oh, I'm actually allowed to, like, fuck this guy up if I see him now and I can't get fired.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I just want to hold that to myself. Just
Yeah.
let that shit, let just get that fit in my belt right now. Like, I can
Yeah.
actually do that, right? And then start working at the other shop, and instant day one, my boss Brian, my direct boss Brian, younger than I am, had his own business for a very long time in the home remodeling world.
Okay.
Super fucking heavy Mets fan, Bills fan, like, so we hit it off instantly. Like,
Yeah.
pretty much he was my boss, but we would co-manage, but he was my boss. And being a boss, like, all you want me to do is show up and do a good job, but I'll be there a half hour early and I'll do a better job than you think I need to do,
Yeah.
and I'll do it with a fucking smile on my face all day long, right? So instantly my whole entire attitude was, oh, this is chill. Like, I have every weekend off. It's 40 hours a week. It's nice quality work. I'm super respected,
Yeah.
like I would, so everything is kind of, every company builds something a little differently. Like, we all know that. Every
Yeah.
artist does something a little differently. Everybody has got their own little kind of thing that they
Yep.
like, right?
Yep.
So when I ran my shop, there was certain things that had to be a certain way that Like every sawhorse had to be the exact same one. Otherwise, like, let's get rid of it. Like,
Yeah.
Like that kind of weird shit where my workers were like, what the fuck is, I'm like, that's just the way it's got to be.
Yeah.
Like, just leave me alone. Just that's
Yeah.
the way it's got to be, right? So every shop got that. So I rolled into this new shop, and every time I was given a project to actually build, because I wasn't running anything, no emails, nothing, just all I got to do is make this, and
Yeah.
I go home at 5, and I get paid this much every week. All I got to do is make this. No, we're good,
No
dude. Like we're
emails?
good. Like
Yeah.
so
No HR department?
no HR. So I took a $60,000 pay cut.
Oof.
So that was a little bit of like, well, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but what's your happiness worth?
Oh, I get it. I get it. I
Right?
get it.
We
So-
get it. Oh, yeah. We all get it.
Yeah.
I am paying rent. I do own the building, but I am paying rent of this building like anyone's paying. My rent's never going up. I'm never getting kicked out. I know what my expenses are. I know this is the minimum money I'm going to make at this company. Those numbers work out. And as long as I don't do anything stupid, like maybe buy some new sneakers every once in a while, but as long as I don't do anything stupid, like life's good. Like,
Yeah.
And I have the side, and I'm allowed to work at the shop as much as possible, as much as I want. Like, I can do some side gigs if I need to. I can do some carpentry. Okay, we're cool, right?
And you can do it there. You can use their equipment and do. Okay, that's good.
So I started working, and I would give, like, I would be hand something to do, and I would instantly be like, okay, dude, so the way I would do this would be, blah, 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 just to make sure, like, you're my boss.
Yeah.
I have more experience than you, and I'm older than you, but you're my boss. So it's
Yeah.
like, is it okay if I make it this way? And most of the time it was like, oh, we don't need to make that well. But yeah, if you want to, I'm like, oh, it's not gonna be a problem. I just bang that shit out, right? Sometimes it's like, oh, no, nothing that fancy, right? So
it's kind of like a job shop then.
what does that mean? Job shop?
So do they have a product line that you guys are making?
No.
The
So
job shop would be like, oh, hey, I need this made, and you just come into this place, a wood shop,
right.
basically.
So we have a huge contract with ABC Studios.
Oh, okay.
And also we do set work, which is much smaller scale photo work,
Gotcha.
but more like the fake brick wall with faux finishing for like a big high-end ad company, like cooler shit. Like,
Yeah.
Like not like a canvas wrapped over something look like brick. Actually, brick that's been hand painted and detailed and touched up and faux and dirty and like all that kind of shit.
Yep,
like
gotcha.
My shit, like I got that. Like
Yeah,
we're good with that. Like
Yeah.
even if I don't understand it, just show me once or twice and then like get the fuck away, right?
Yeah.
So I roll in with that attitude, like super respectful. Also, having worked in the management side of things for so long, I understand what all the fucking managers in the office bitches about, and I understand how all the shops guys bitch, and they all are kind of right and kind of wrong. Like I understand all that shit. Like that's my world. Like, so pretty much the only thing I can do is make furniture, right? So that I'm in my fucking happy space. So I roll in and kind of give them new techniques. So there's always that one guy. The one guy's like, well, why are we doing this differently than we've done before? And my boss, Brian, he's like, well, this is the faster way and a better way to do it, so we're going to do it that way. And that's how John's doing it. Oh, well. So that,
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking I'm super respectful and things, but I could probably be an asshole sometimes around the shop. Like Brian's worked with me a lot. There's probably times Brian's like, oh, why the fuck is that guy
I've told
fucking-"
you when you're an asshole.
He has told his friends, right? They do.
Yeah.
They straight up tell you like,
Yeah, they should.
yeah.
We're all barbarians to the core, man.
Yeah.
You know.
So everything's going great, and my whole like, I take the train in the morning. I ride the sun on when the weather's right. I roll into work with a big fucking smile on my face, and like, been in that nasty world, right? So now we're working a little overtime. We have to work instead of 9 to 5s. This whole week we're working 9 to 6s. So everyone's kind of grumpy, and the newbies are like, "Oh my god, how long is this going to happen?" And I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah, an hour.
So we're gonna. Oh, and we have to work Saturday this week.
Half
Okay.
day or full day?
Okay, full day.
Huh.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Like
yeah.
I'm working like 31 hours straight and going home getting 8 hours sleep and getting up and working 25 hours straight and being yelled at the entire time. And I'm like, cool, man. Like I actually like those situations because I'm like, I can shine right now because this is easy,
Oh yeah,
right?
exactly.
So fast forward about a year, my direct boss, Brian, decided to move to Florida. He's got 2 kids and a wife living in Brooklyn, which, if you take your kids to his local park, this guy's like shooting up on the fucking bench,
Yep.
and his kids are 2 young girls, and
Yeah,
his
yeah,
wife's
yeah.
an artist, and he's like fuck this. Like,
Yeah.
grandparents are in Florida, so they pack up and they gave notice that they're gonna leave, right? So now who's running the shop?
Just like that.
I don't want to run that bitch because I'm fucking living my life here with like I just have to make this and go home. And
Yeah.
I'm in meetings like every meeting my boss was in, I was in that meeting too because now I'm realizing they knew that.
You were shadowing him and you didn't even realize it.
They were like, well, when Brian leaves, because he is going to leave at some point,
Yeah.
maybe this guy could do it. And we, like, the day I started working there, Brian and I hit it off.
Yeah.
Like it's like when you go to lift something with someone, you look at how they're going to hold it and you hold it the same way.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
It's not like, why are you holding it that way? Let's hold it this way. No,
You're in sync.
you just lift it up and put it right. So
Yeah.
it was that kind of shit, right? So, had a meeting at the bar about it. Like, let's go to the bar and discuss it, right? So, the owner was away. The Pope just passed away, so the
Yeah.
owner had to fly to Rome and kind of do that whole thing and set up for ABC and like.
Oh, wow.
Scenic. The owner of my company is fucking super fucking talented, great dude, right? Had to fly there, do that bullshit. In that time, Brian quit. Brian gives his notice, right?
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
that whole weird space that the owner doesn't even know about it because he's in Rome working. It's like, let's not tell him this is happening right now, like, you know. So my whole brain is like, well, unless they're hiring someone else, it's gotta be me.
Yeah.
Right. Which now one of the guy who's worked there for 6 years, who I roll in and is above him,
Yeah.
for sure know so much more than him. He knows more. He knows more in his world of his not belittling him, but his
His niche.
limited
Yeah.
spot.
Yep.
He's faster. He can make that wall faster than me. No
Yeah,
problem, right? So he's also thinking like, well,
I'm next in line.
who's going to run this fucking shop? Because this guy's new.
Yeah.
Even though he gets along, even though he gets paid more than me, even though he's in all the meetings, and even though he's my boss, well, this motherfucker's going to be mine probably, right?
Yeah.
So there's that whole weird shop shit, like him explaining to me certain like shop things. Like, so in our shop, we have trucks inside. We open up in the morning, we drive the trucks out, and then that becomes workspace.
Yep.
So I'm making something and so this shop doesn't have any benches. Like there's benches, but they're not like your bench, right? I move big movable benches.
Yeah.
So I set up a cart. You're not supposed to use your own tools. You're not allowed to bring your own tools in because it's safety. That's what the owner says for legal reasons, which I don't 100% know or understand. But like, how can I walk over to somebody else's fucking tape measure and pick that shit up and try to measure and then grab someone's saw and that's all fucked up and been dropped 100 times? Like,
Yeah.
how the fuck am I supposed to make that work, right?
Yeah.
And you want,
Quality stuff still.
right, like, so I slowly start bringing my tools in, right? I started setting up a little rolling cart where like those fucking red pack out boxes, those fucking sexy fuckers. Right?
Yeah.
I bring a bunch of those in and set them up and have my small little space cart with clamps clamped on and keep it, just getting a little bigger as it goes, but always clean and super flexible and never in the way. But that's kind of my cart. So obviously the bench that's there is kind of becoming my bench without me saying anything, right?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
kind of I gravitate to that place, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you're in a situation you
It's
go
like
to.
Pepe's saw. Nobody uses Pepe's saw.
Exactly, right? so the whole time I tell everyone like, hey man, everybody can use any of my tools. I don't give a fuck. I just want them put back, and if they break, I don't care. I just want you to tell me. But you can use anything of mine. I don't give a fuck, right? Now there's like 20 fucking impact drills on the wall, and I've got my one impact drill and my one drill that's got like countersink in it on my bench, like with red tape.
Yeah.
Everything I own has red tape on it, right? So no one kind of uses my stuff much, so that whole thing go happening. So when Brian quits, the owner comes back from Rome and I go in his office, knock on the door. I'm like, hey, Michael, can I buy you a drink at Goldie's, which is his place, right? Little product plug there.
Yeah.
Great fucking place. I'm like, can I buy you a drink at Goldie's? So I want to talk to you about like Brian leaving because we haven't spoken about it. And I just kind of like, we should have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
So he's instantly, yeah, like give me a day or two and you want to do it like in the shop on company time. I'm like, no, dude, let's just go to the bar. I know this really good place up the block. Like, let's just hit it. I'll buy you a couple of drinks, right? It's his place. Right?
Yeah.
So we have a chat about it and I sit in with him and then we had a little chat at the bar and then the next day in the office with like HR and the 4 producers and we all sit down and come up with a plan and they offer me a job to do it. And I'm like, sure, dude, So everything went well. It's going great. Like I took over and everything's going great. There was the learning curve. We were working on tail end of a huge ABC job. So the tail end of anything is a little crazy.
Yeah.
You got union and the owner of the company and the guy who's the reporter who's got so much pull, and all these things are happening, right? So everybody is fucking stressed to the max. And I'm now running the shop with this project's been going on for 2 years, and now we're down to the last 2 months, and I'm in charge now, right? Been there for 7 months. So there's a little bit of that.
Maybe some hidden animosity.
Some shit going on. So we have one of those days we're working we work 6 days straight. We put a decent amount of hours in, but nothing crazy. We did that for about a month. We worked 6 days a week. So I walk in the office one day for our we have 3 meetings a day. I walk in for my meeting and my 10 o'clock meeting, and we're having chat, and the owners, everybody's there. Meeting's over. And I'm kind of sitting there, and I had beads on that day. I took my beads out, and I'm kind of touching my beads and rolling my beads. And I'm like, hey, everyone, I got a quick question for everybody. So everyone spins around because they're like, yeah, for sure, dude. This is yeah. Everybody spins around from the computer, and I have all the attention, which is respect, they're listening to me. And I go, do you guys think you guys are comfortable with me doing this? Are you guys good with me doing this job? You feel comfortable I can do it? I'm still new and I still do things a little differently and I'm still learning. And they're all of them yeah, well, we wouldn't have offered that to you if we haven't. And I said, great. So can everybody just get the fuck off my back a little bit? Everybody is second guessing everything I'm doing. And respectfully, I appreciate you guys checking in. I really value you and your knowledge, but I just need a little fucking space because the situation's not working. It's not I'm not happy.
Yeah.
And I said, as we all know, I closed my company because I wasn't happy. I left my last job because I wasn't happy. And I'm kind of not happy right now. So what do you guys need from, let's have a chat. And they were all understandable. Yeah, you could do it. Understandable. And there was not much more mention about it. And I kind of went on my day, and that was a couple of months ago, and things are cool. Things are
really,
things are groovy. Things are rolling out quite nice.
And you've been there how long now? Just
just a year.
Oh wow.
Yeah. June 28th. June 28th was my last day at the other place. So what is that? 16 months, whatever that number is. Right?
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
Wow.
And coming full circle, I felt like he was qualified to come fly out to California and make my son's reptile cage.
Yes.
And that's what we're in the middle of making right now.
That's fucking rad.
Yeah, that's the pinnacle of John's life.
Yeah,
we're building a reptile cage in the
biting
backyard.
Reptiles. Yeah. I told Amy about this. I go. Well, I seen that Cannon was starting to do training, and I told her the question I asked you that one time about his interest and if you pushed him into the things that you've done, and you said no, you just he shows interest and you just help him, And so then I saw he started training, and I said, look, Cannon's starting to do training, and I told her the question I asked you, right? And I said, it's funny because I think no matter what, Brian likes violent things. And she's like, what do you mean?
Combat.
I said,
Mr. Combat.
Yeah. She said, what do you mean? And I said, well, he just got another lizard. She saw another one because she knew about the one the gecko you got. And I said, yeah, another one. And he goes, yeah, it kind of bites you a little bit and we like it.
And the fucking thing's going to be 4 foot long.
Oh, yeah. You didn't tell me that part. Wow.
Yeah, dude.
It's my kids.
So
I love it. I think it's great.
The fucking greatest thing is we're outside yesterday, 2 days ago, making this huge enclosure, 3/4 plywood. We're putting our time, both Brian and myself, Zach, I believe as well, acts of service. That's how we show our fucking love for people, right?
Yep.
So we're outside doing this thing and we're having a good time. And the more we're into it, and we've had conversations about it, and John has done really great drawings and I've done really bad stick figure drawings. We've had that whole shit going down, and it's 7 sheets of 3/4 plywood with glass sliding doors and venting and a lot of shit going on, right?
Yeah.
So as we're doing it, we're outside building it, and Cannon comes in and out, helping us coming in and out, because he's the research guy. He's I feel like these guys are making something. So Cannon's right away is well, let me research this shit and see how to make it really cool, right? So Brian and I will be talking about something
fucking
about
YouTube.
Hey man,
this
is gonna be fucking cool. Why don't we do this and cut an opening here and make a bridge here and blah blah blah, right? And so he's like, let me talk to the boss, right? So in between coffee and cigarette and joint smokes, he goes in and talks to Cannon. He's like, hey Cannon, this is what we're thinking about doing. And Cannon goes, let me see that tape measure. And he grabs the fucking tape measure, right? This motherfucker, and he climbs in
It's
the
12.
cabinet. After we've discussed it and measured it out to scale and been like, this is what we're gonna do. Let me just talk to Ken. We got the right tools because we're working on site. So like, let's make sure we have the right fucking tools for the project. Like, we don't want to buy more than we can eat right now.
Yeah.
So Ken comes out. He's like, puts his hand up to his face, rubs his fucking chin, gets in, measures things. Like, Father, that's not gonna work. Let me tell you why. And he'll say it, and there's that back and forth all the time. Sometimes we win.
Yeah.
Sometimes Brian's like, that makes perfect sense. I didn't know that. He's like, yeah. So at one fucking time he goes, we're joking around because we're giving him a hard time. And he's smart enough that he knows.
Oh, he's
that.
super smart.
At one point he's like, okay, wait, get back to work. I'm going to go inside. And the motherfucker goes inside, dude. And we're back at work.
What if he's just in there YouTubing how to be a boss?
It's great, man.
He already told me I was
Great.
the best employee.
See?
Yeah.
See, he's got a picture of you on the wall.
Yeah,
Employee
dude.
of the month.
I mean, there's times he comes out and he goes, Father, that's his new thing that I've noticed he's doing after not seeing him for 4, 5, 6, 7 months, right? Father, I think you should consider, and he'll just tell us like to make sure we don't forget like 4 stages down that we don't want, we want to do this because in a month we want to be able to.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude, guy knows what the fuck he's talking about.
You better watch out though. If he's got him as employees a month, he's going to bring you in and tell you to step your game up.
Oh no, dude. Welcome.
Only till John's not happy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I thought that's a lesson to take out of this podcast.
Yeah. No, it's very interesting, man. I mean, you got a hell of a life's journey for sure.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
thanks for sharing it with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
It's that was definitely the pattern. You should do this. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, but there's a lot to say about that as well. Like it's what is that? Like I always like that Wayne Gretzky quote. You miss every shot you don't take.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't
there
take.
you go. You got it better than I do. But
miss
yeah.
100% shots you
So
don't
it's
take.
always
Yeah.
those things like all these opportunities that came your way, and instead of just being like, no, I need to do this instead, you were just like, yeah, let's see where that takes me.
Yeah.
And it's taken you to a very interesting path in the one life journey we did.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome.
I feel fortunate that there has been a few people in different stages, Zach and Brian included, who have the mentality of like, well, let's just fucking try it and see what happens, and we'll just deal with the way it comes out. So I guess the older I get, the more I think like, well, I'll just pick up and move to Brooklyn and sell everything I own and see what the fuck.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't,
It's just
I don't
like-minded
like that.
people.
Oh yeah.
We
Oh,
just surround
Yeah,
ourselves with like-minded
Yeah.
people.
yeah.
And then every time I come to visit, my dear, dear sister, one reason I moved back to Brooklyn, will send me a text message. She sent me one this morning. Don't forget to come home. We love you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dog.
That's great though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
feel
yeah.
very fortunate to have family
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It's hard, I think, too. Like I always look at the way California, for me, I feel like, and I'm sure the East Coast, like the big cities like that, it's that rat race. You're always in that rat race.
100%.
And we're used to it. Like I've seen people come to California from like some Midwest states or like some, Bible Belt states and things like that. And they come here and they last a handful of years and they have to go back home.
Yeah.
Because it drains you. It beats you up. It chews you up, whatever. But we're all used to it. We've been here our whole lives. So, but it goes so fast sometimes you don't realize the things you're missing, and like for me, like I had a kid 6 months ago and that's been a huge reminder now because I have 2 older kids as well. I have a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old.
Right.
And then now having a baby, like all these things that's happening with this baby, I don't remember because I was so busy either, being an idiot or just working all the time,
Yeah.
And so now it's like these things I'm trying to slow down a little bit, and realize like what's the most important things because when it's all this is gone, what's going to be there?
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, let's be happy. The happy you are now, the happy you are the next time.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
on and so on. And
All we just really need is a money tree and we'd all be good.
That's all I need.
That's the bad part, right?
I don't even need a big money tree.
A small one.
we all just need to do all 4 of us right here need to do the art that we love,
Yep.
but not have any clients.
Yeah.
If there's a way we can fucking figure that shit out.
Yep.
I don't see the money situation being, I don't give a fuck about that.
Yep,
but
yep,
like,
yep.
if I can surround myself with a couple of guys who are doing what they want to do without clients and it's an art world, Everybody's good.
Dude, I say the same shit to all my friends.
Everybody's good,
Like,
man.
you have like those handful of people that don't pay for their tattoos or whatever. Because it's like they have your first shitty, terrible tattoos on them. And and you love, like, if I could just tattoo them all the time, it'd be fucking great.
Yep.
Yeah, how do I retire and make furniture in my fucking one-car garage? I've talked to Brian many times about figuring that shit out.
Yep.
And then just give it away to my friends.
Yeah,
and there's no money, there's no fucking exchange.
We
It's
have shit all over the shop. At every one of Brian's shops, we have had Cortese's gorgeous pieces of art. That's not even furniture. The shit is fucking
And I'm
dialed.
completely fucking covered because, you know,
Yeah.
knowing fucking people like Brian and Zach. Like,
Yeah.
Because we live in this world where you just you
dude.
build me a table and I'll cover your whole left
dude.
arm.
It's just
Yeah.
that. It's just that. Every once in a while, you roll up and Brian looks at your arm and shakes your hand, gives you a big hug, and steps back and goes, so you've been in the fucking sun a little bit, huh?
Yep. Soaking up some of that ink.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
okay. Just shakes his
And
hand.
then John walks in the shop and he goes, that wall's kind of crooked.
Yeah. Like, why is that walnut baseball molding that we put in scratched right now? What the fuck? How'd that fucking happen? Like, yeah.
Yeah, well, there's worse friends to have, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, dude.
coming
Fucking
on,
thanks
dude.
for.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, it's been super blast.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous about coming here. You know, there was a moments like Brian was like, "Hey man, we're gonna do this podcast." I'm like, I don't want to really. Wow, I just want to hang out with you, dude. Why want to be fucking doing this? You know?
Yeah.
So he was always talking it up, like, "Listen, man, these fucking guys are cool." And Zach and all the shit that we're doing is like.
I was like, you gotta be
You're gonna
out here,
roll
man.
in.
We're
You're
just
gonna be good. You're gonna be
bullshitting.
rolling. And even
Yeah.
today, I was like at Hendo's shop and thinking like, I don't want to be that friend that goes into the situation being a little like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, well, fuck it. This is gonna be a fucking blast. If Brian's
Oh, yeah.
saying it,
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's been cool. Man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, it was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah,
I
dude.
this is one of the things I love to do. I love sitting here and just talking.
Yeah,
Hearing
it's been
people's
cool.
story, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like it's it's like super interesting. I always feel very fortunate. Everybody that kind of walks across my path, I get to talk to that have these
Yeah.
interesting stories because
Yeah.
it's a trip.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean, thank you for the opportunity because it's made me think about my entire, all of it.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
This little short amount of time.
Yeah,
Fucking.
it was
fortunate.
it was really detailed, man. Honestly, it was very
Hopefully
cool.
that's okay.
No,
Sorry about that,
I loved it.
Jim.
I was on the edge of my seat the
Yeah,
whole
dude.
time, man.
Next
What
time.
happens? What happens?
Yeah.
Next time.
This might be the first podcast that Steve didn't talk the time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I definitely felt those times where like
Yeah, I
I
had
should
to
shut
tell-
the fuck
I had to-
up, but like
I had to tell John too. I was like, we're just sitting around bullshitting. If you don't feel like talking, like me and Steve will ask you
Oh, yeah.
questions.
yeah, dude. So
Yeah.
just
No, it was
fun,
great. It was great. I had a lot of
next,
fun.
Nah, you're a
next
good-
time
good interview.
I'll go over the amount of food that we can eat. We'll go,
Oh,
we'll
there we
with that
go.
one. We'll with that
Next
one
time we'll just put a hot plate in. We'll just
Yeah,
make some
dude.
food in here.
Yeah,
Bro, yeah, you want some good shit? Have John cook it up.
Yeah,
there
for
we
sure,
go.
dude.
There we go.
Yeah,
Well,
cool.
John, where can people find you? They want to come follow you, check you out.
At Seventh Designs.
At
Check it
Seventh
out,
Designs.
Instagram.
We'll
yeah.
put a little caption. Maybe we'll
All
get
right.
some
Yeah.
photos to put at the end or something too.
Yeah,
That'd
cool,
be
dude.
Got you.
Yeah. Thanks,
Right on.
guys.
John, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
brother. Yeah.